What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Jab Queen Boxing, and we are back. We are ready and we are live. Happy fight night, everybody. If everyone is not a hardcore, right? Tonight is the Vito Melnicki Jr. card versus Camel. I think it's Gardinzik. Now, that card has already started, so I'm not going to hold y'all all night. It's at the Prudential Center in New Jersey. The main card, though, starts at 9:15, so we got a little bit to chop it up. And you can watch it on, I think it's ESPN Plus. So that's where you can find that card. It has already started. I believe they've already had a couple of fights. All things Stank Father, I see you. Melvin Air Podcast. What's up, y'all? Make sure y'all smash that like button on y'all way in. Let's get to it so we can get to the fights. Just a bit of news. Jen Sasaki, as the majority of us, saw or heard, was taken to the hospital after his fight with Brian Norman Jr. on Thursday, the 19th. This is for the WBO world title. It resulted in a fifth round KO. He was carried out on a stretcher, and now he's reportedly suffering from some sort of memory loss. He doesn't seem to remember anything going back like a month, I think they said. Now, he was given a CT scan at the hospital. Thankfully, there's no sign of bleeding or any other kind of physical injury, but they're going to continue to monitor him periodically. So speedy recovery to Jen Sasaki. While we are on the subject of Brian Norman Jr., Tucson, I see you. Melvin Air Podcast, Flatbush, I see you guys. Thanks for pulling up. While we are on the subject, right, of Brian Norman Jr., let's just address this, right? And I was thinking, how can I word this so that I'm not being disrespectful to his accomplishment over Jen Sasaki, right? So I'm going to try the best way I can. I can appreciate the confidence, right, that he is displaying after his performance this past Thursday. But if I am being completely honest, guys, I hate when fighters hitch themselves, first of all, to other fighters. That really pisses me off. I know that's how the majority of them, build their name and get lined up for big fights, whatever. It's just a personal preference. It annoys the shit out of me, right? Because I know for a fact that not all of these fighters do that, okay? I also didn't even know who the hell Brian Norman Jr. was a few years ago. I think I started first hearing about him when he fought, what's that guy? Quentin Randall or something like that in 2023. Then I was like, oh, okay, but I don't recall them ever being so vocal all of a sudden about wanting to fight Boots. Now, don't get me wrong, right? I've heard Norman Sr. on certain platforms talking about Boots, but to me, once you're sent an offer, if we are to believe Eddie Hearn, right, the first offer was over $500K. Then it topped at 1.7 allegedly. Now, Senior was saying that it was a third less than what Abanesian made to fight Boots, which was what he made, 5 something. So that would be what, 195, whatever, right? I have also heard Senior say Boots doesn't bring more to the table than my son, but my son is taking all the risks. Well, if he doesn't bring anything more to the table than your son, what risk is your son taking? Right? If you know you can beat him, what risk is your son really taking? The second offer, which, by the way, guys, to get to a second offer, there has to be a first offer. So I don't understand how now all of a sudden we're saying that he ducked Brian Norman Jr. This is okay. Let me calm down. Okay, so there was an attempt to make a fight, right? He says it was less than half of what Boots made in his last fight. Fast forward. Boots has been in this division his whole damn career. He's fought over 30 plus fights in this division. So do we seriously believe that he's moving up because of Brian Norman Jr.? I mean, we cannot call this man a duck for not fighting Virgil at 154 when he was trying to unify, become undisputed in the weight class. Then he finally decides to do what everybody wants him to do and move up. Now he's ducking somebody at 147. Like, guys, this makes sense to y'all? Like, seriously, I'm asking, does this make sense to y'all? More importantly, why are the Normans so concerned what other fighters are making to fight Boots? As a matter of fact, to make the fight with Karen, didn't Boots have to take less? Why should he keep doing that? Does Brian Norman Jr. not also want to unify? Does he not also want to be undisputed? I'm confused. What the hell are you doing at that division then? You don't want to, I'm saying you're not trying to level up. It's just me. And because I have aspirations for my career, I got to pay you? Like, yo. It's just a question. It's seriously, guys, it's just a question. I really just want people to start thinking about the shit that they say. Stop calling people ducks if it's not adding up. It's not lining up. It doesn't add up, right? So I was gonna just leave him alone, but then, like I said, I heard this, the extra confidence.
About the future, I mean, I wish I had a certain fight coming up, but they heard Be Norm the Storm coming, and I know what happened when the storm comes. You grab your boots and run. So we shall see what's next.
I mean, are you serious? Grab their boots and run where? For what? I mean, I understand it. And like I said before, I don't want to discredit his win. But let's be honest. You did what you were supposed to do to a nigga that did not belong in the ring with you. That is how you are supposed to handle business. He did what he was supposed to do. Nothing more, nothing less. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to get things confused, yo. In order for there to be a second, third, and fourth author, tell them to come up off the money. Don't that mean that there was an original offer? You don't see Boots Ennis sitting on platforms all day, every day, talking about somebody ducking his son. You don't see him, this person don't want to fight him. They send in offers. Take them or leave them. Jeff, I see you. Sexy Kendra, what's up, y'all? Make sure y'all smash that like button, please. Yeah, but it's I don't know. It's just things that just are not adding up. That's just not making any sense to me, right? So that's I just had some questions about a storm that was coming, and I just wanted to know where the hell it was at all this time, because from my recollection, y'all was running around here acting like y'all was financial gurus when it comes to fighting Boots Ennis. I just had a couple of questions regarding that. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to figure out where the storm was coming from. Desert storm? Is that what we got going on? I don't know. Okay. Now, this right here, I'm going to need some help with this, y'all, because something ain't adding up. Okay. I'm just going to play this, and then we're going to go into it.
We will have in this fight and the next fight bonus for KO.
And then secondly, there's been some social media speculation, we'll say, about when this fight is going to take place. So when will it be?
Who's asking about the time and the place? Can you be specific?
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you to say his name. I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick, and after that we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September.
So now that I played that, right, he mentioned Dana White. Dana White says this: Turkey wants to make the biggest fight that fans want to see, in boxing, right up my alley. Are you kidding me? Blah, 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 right? Let's see. It's literally a once-in-a-lifetime fight, live on Saturday, streaming globally on Netflix, two of the greatest boxers in the sport. So first of all, I'm going to pause this. We're going to get into this in just a second. But I'm going to pause that for a second. I want to ask y'all this. If it's the greatest fight, why weren't you there? It is your opportunity, right, to put on your first boxing event. You couldn't be bothered to show up. Now, before I get on Dana's ass, I just want to remind everybody that their second press conference is tomorrow. This one will be held in New York at the Jacob George Convention Center, located at 429 11th Ave. And their last one is Friday, June 27th in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. And the media is welcome to apply to attend. So don't be surprised if you have to pay. All right. So now to Dana White. Cam, I see you. Thomas, I see you. Now back to what I was discussing about Dana White's trifling ass who couldn't bother to show up, okay, to an event where he was supposed to be the lead promoter, as we just heard Turkey say, him as well as Dana White, and he listed a few other people. But according to this, Dana White is going to be the main promoter of this fight. So then, obviously, like I said, you were not there. You didn't bother to show up. These numbers not adding up, y'all. These numbers are not adding the fuck up, right? So first of all, only 25% of the Netflix subscribers watch this, right? They have, what is it, almost 31 million subscribers, only 77,000 watch. Now, this was at the time I took these screenshots, right? So it could be more. Versus the Ring magazine. They have 381,000 subscribers, 24,000 people watch. If you do that math, that means what, 65 people watched more than, like, one subscriber watched it 65,000 times? The smoke and mirrors bit that they got going on with these numbers are crazy. Not to mention, I know a lot of people were saying to me, oh, well, you know, a lot of people watch the fight. Well, watch the press conference, watching that shit was free. How many people actually paid to go? Because it didn't look like a lot of people in that damn dinner hall or whatever the hell you want to call that. It didn't look like there was a lot of people in there to me. So I would like to know how many people actually paid, because I know you can pay to go there. I want to know how many people actually paid to go. And how many people are actually going to pay to go to the Allegiant Stadium, since the fight is going to be, what did he say, mid-afternoon, Belka? I got to look that up and see what that means. I'm sure it means mid-afternoon, because he said after that they're going to go eat dinner. So I'm just a little confused as to what the hell is going on. Now, I didn't mean to get all mathematical. I'm trying to figure some shit out, because things ain't adding up. Speaking of faces of boxing, right? Let's turn our attention to the other face of boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis. I don't know how many of you all joined us last night. Me and Tucson, she has the all-female panel. And we were looking, and we couldn't seem to find where it said where the fight was anymore, right? So I went and looked again before I came up here, and I don't see it on the website. And I'm gonna move this thing so we can get so y'all can read this with me. So I was I overlooked this, right? Like, I completely overlooked this because I was too busy giggling at what they had going on, right? But I did go back and I noticed this. Hold on, let me see something. I did go back and I noticed this. So it says, LMAO, buddy know damn well I don't fuck around, like he be gassing y'all up just to justify how he ain't do his part of the deal yet. He really might pull out this fight. Stay tuned.
We will have...
Y'all, there is a different fight listed now for the 16th. Now, if somebody can tell me, maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, because I went to the T-Mobile Theater as well. I did not see it listed there either, but when you type it up, it still says T-Mobile Arena. So if somebody can find where it's now going to be held, or maybe they put it back, or I'm looking in the wrong place on the T-Mobile Arena, somebody help a sister out. Because I cannot seem to find it anywhere other than if you type it in, when is the fight, it tells you that it's still going to be the T-Mobile Arena. But when we went to this website, and I went again before I came live, I do not see it there. I went on the T-Mobile Arena website. I don't see it there. L-Dub, what's going on? Maybe L-Dub can help us out. I just didn't see it. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, or just maybe, I don't know, I'm missing something. But I don't see it listed there anymore, right? So, hold on. You said Jeff just stated facts. It's still not a fist. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. If somebody can tell me where I can find it for the 16th, because I do know I posted about it before, thinking that it was real. And then when I, like I said, I had to go back and re-look at the tweets, and I saw this, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? So I went and I looked again, and then I went and looked on the T-Mobile. I went to the T-Mobile, Dub. Can you drop it, please? Because I went on their website and I didn't see it there either. Or maybe they're not going to list it there. I'm not sure, but I didn't see it. So if somebody can tell me where it is, I'd appreciate that. But we do have some fights coming tonight. I know the card is already started, y'all. So we're going to try and move right along. I believe we have, let's see. I'll take some fight predictions from y'all. I just had some things I really just had to get off my chest about what I saw going on around here, especially with the Normans, because I wasn't really sure. It's only be a word of mouth official. You know what, HLD, come talk to me, because I don't know what you be saying half the time. But I'm gonna open this, and we're just gonna take some fight predictions, y'all. We're gonna go about our day to day, because I know it's some fights on, and I know we gotta be getting to them. But HLD, come tell me where you saw that, or if you saw that, because like I said, I couldn't find it. But yeah, as I said, we have some the Milnicki card tonight. I don't know who fought already. I know Damian Kanaba is on that card versus Marcin Siba, Jai Tucker, Lorenzo Simpson. I definitely don't want to miss that fight. Brandon Lee, Dwight Emmanuel, Norman Neely, and Lissandra Contreras. They are heavyweight and middleweight pretty much. Bantamweight too. They have a couple. There's Emmanuel, I think Chance, and Jose Torres is bantamweight for this fight, and so is Lissandra Contreras, bantamweight as well for this particular fight. But I don't I don't see. Oh, HLD, I told you to put the link. Well, if somebody is checking, that would be great, because I'm trying to figure it out. I've been looking all morning and I can't see where it's officially listed. And then, obviously I've been knowing there's some behind the scenes stuff going on too, but I can't seem to find it. And I looked. So let's get into the fight. What's going on, bro?
What's good, sis? What's poppin', sis? What's
What's up,
good?
Cam? What's going on?
Over here chilling, you feel me? Hearing you over here cooking up over here, sis. You already know the vibes. Man,
Yeah.
all these people going crazy and stuff over the fight. Always kind of weird though with the WBA though, like they had it on the website yesterday for sure, and then
Yeah, I know.
somehow it disappeared. I don't know
I
what it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this and be on the limb and say this. I don't care that they removed it because of the fact that we all know that the fight is on from the sources that we got. The fight is on. I mean, everybody making a whole spectacle off of what Lamont said and everything. Tank ain't in camp for no reason. Even if the fight
Right.
ain't on at August 16th and they push it back to September, the fight is on regardless. You know what I mean,
Right.
so all of the Lamont talk for us, what he's saying and saying that he ain't signed his part of the contract. That shit is cat. Like I'm not even worried about all of that for real. A lot of the people that hate Tank, they the ones that's making a spectacle about this for real.
Yeah, but you know how you be trying to shut a nigga down, and then all of a sudden you like, oh, let me be quiet because it ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? It was one
Yeah,
of
yeah,
those
that's
things.
what
It
it
was
was.
one of
That's what
those
happened with
things.
me yesterday. Cause like I
It was one
posted,
of those
I seen
things.
the post I seen it on the website. I dropped it on my Facebook, my IG, and my Twitter. And then, I got a lot of people, up in the uproar, some of the tank haters and everything. And then, you know, one of my guys, he like, oh, they removed it. I'm like, well, I mean, shit. I don't care at the end of the day because I know what I know. And I know right now they're currently building the undercard for this fight. If anybody watched Frank Martin's interview on Fight Hub, he said that he might possibly be on the undercard.
Yeah,
So
I did a
people
video
just
on
got
that.
to read
Yeah,
the
I saw
room with
that.
the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, I saw that. I saw that. I did a video on it. Somebody else said that too, that they're gonna be on his undercard. So that's why I was like, well, wait a damn minute. Maybe, but like you said, they probably just building the undercard and we'll see what happens from there. But Thomas Hill, Too
Right.
Rich, HLD, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh yeah, but I heard they also I don't know if you can look it up, but I heard they also reserved September 20th. I don't know if it's at the T-Mobile or not, but I heard they reserved that date too. So it might be for another fight, but I just heard they reserved that date.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can
I
you hear
hear
me,
you.
Jeff?
I was
Loud and
on
clear.
mute.
What'd you say, Thomas?
Can
I
you hear
said
me
I
loud
was
and
on.
clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. What's going on, Jab Queen?
What's up, HLD? Give me 1 second. What you were saying, Thomas?
I said I was on mute. I was speaking, but I couldn't even be heard at that
What's going on,
time. But
Jab
I thought the
Queen?
link was only
What's up,
for
HLD?
it.
Give me.
Yeah, let him go. Let him go. He can have it. Go ahead. I'll speak afterwards. Go ahead, man.
Oh, go ahead, HLD.
Okay, either way. I'm hearing the same thing over and over. Oh, it's what I know. What you know is nothing. Nobody knows nothing because it's not official. Until you can buy tickets, until you can see that's at a stadium, until it's Amazon Prime that says we're having a fight, it's not official. It's not official. And it's not about cap and we hate Tank and all that bullshit. No, man, it's just not official. Anything you know is speculative. All I can tell you right now, you can't buy a ticket for this fight. All I know is that nobody's dumb enough to just start booking airfare, hotel, and all that shit to go to a fight that's not officially announced. And we saw what what's his name tweeted. It hasn't, Tank hasn't officially signed this contract. He doesn't have his site for it to see. Okay, my signature's on there. Oh, I see Tank's on there.
You going off of Lamont's word, my guy.
It's not official until it is. Look, we thought it was going to happen in May. I had people are inside, people supposedly insider to the Tank people. Oh, it's going to happen in May. Oh, it's going to happen in June. Oh, it's going to happen at the end of July. Now we're talking about August. I mean, we don't know until it's official. Simple as that. Same thing with the Canelo fight.
Look at all this heat HLD got, but he cool with buying fake tickets from Turkey.
Right. I was about to say that.
Yeah, man. I'm like, man.
For the Canelo fight. I was dumb enough to
You got some cap in your rap over there, my good brother.
Hey, hate is a powerful drug, bro. I'm gonna say this: if L Dub put something up in there, it's just beyond official. It's stamped. It's notified. That motherfucker, like what you call them people, the Notary Republic. If he tells you something about boxing, that's official. And he just popped it up in there. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this only. A lot of times when you hear people start talking out their ace, just know they worried. There was a lot of ish going on the last time around, but this time he cleared it. Tank and 628. Book that ish.
That sounds just about right what he said. They're not going to announce until then. And so right now, I don't think there's not even a hold on any of the stadiums. If I'm not mistaken, you're not going to even find a hold.
Yeah, and
y'all think they've been doing this whole time and building this up and Tank on Twitter and doing all that for the fight not to happen? Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta. I don't get it. When has PBC ever been like, oh, we doing this, build it up, and then it don't happen? Like, I don't understand. We go through this every single time, y'all. When are y'all gonna realize it's just BS? So what's the issue? Just wait for the announcement.
It just means you can't buy nothing right now. It's not official. It's not to say that they're not going to do it. Oh my God, they're not going to do it. No, it's just not official yet.
No, well, I've had people tell me they're worried.
Why would they be building the undercard? They already got Oshaki Foster versus Stephen Foden locked on the undercard.
Oshaki Foster. That's who it was. Remember, I said they
had
somebody else.
And then they possibly may have Janabek fight either Carlos
They might
Adames
change
or
dates. We don't
Erislandy
know that.
Lara, like on the court. You know what I mean? This is rumors. We sourced up over here, my good brother. You may not, but I'm
They
just
may
saying.
change dates
Like
for
we
all we
know some
know.
shit over
Well,
It's
here.
not gonna
well,
happen.
I'm not, but that's why I had the question because I ain't been able to build my sources yet. So when I saw it, I did. I was like, well, they removed it, so I'm wondering what's going on. That's why I said, let me ask some good folk who know.
Change of dates. They could do a lot of things.
Exactly, and I think that's just the issue. Maybe it's a change of date, change of venue,
That's
whatever the case
all.
may be. But the point that
Everybody
I'm
getting
trying to make
butthurt.
is this, right? It's not like a turkey card where he's saying it's the 12th. No, it's the 13th. No, you know what I'm saying? No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Like we had the conversation the other day about the Allegiant Stadium when I posted that it's at the Allegiant Stadium. You came on here was like, it's not at the Allegiant Stadium. I'm like, well, where the hell is it?
Who at
You know what
PBC
I'm
said
saying?
it was August 16th? So everybody's so educated with it. Who at PBC said it was going to happen August 16th?
I don't have connections yet, so I don't know.
Right. Anybody on the panel, Doug. I mean, they say you're high and mighty of it. Who at PBC came out publicly and said it's happening August 16th?
Dub is not
Well,
on the panel. L Dub
I,
is in the chat, but he's
I
very well connected in the
I can
boxing
tell you right
community.
now. I can tell you right now. We all know that Tank posted on his TikTok a couple weeks ago, August 16th. So that's proven case
Mm-hmm.
itself right there for us him. You know what I
Hey, Cam
mean?
J. Sorry to cut you off, but you and Two
But
Cents spot on right now on that, man. Last time we had a fight with these two people, what did you hear from Tank and what did you hear? It was nothing going on. That nigga was not engaged. But he's
that
posting now. So you guys believe whenever he started, usually when he has his fight, that's
he's
the only time
active.
he takes.
The fight is on the way. Like he ain't
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
Tank is not gonna be active on social media if the fight is not on the way. People gotta be common sense and read the fucking room, but people don't do that, obviously. You know what I mean? They just be doing they damn thing just to hate on Tank at any capacity.
I'm laughing
Too
at
rich.
the brokies
Too
in the
rich, what's
chat.
up? Too rich, what's up?
Yeah, so this the thing, me, I'm just a regular old honest Joe, just a
Right.
dude that want to
Sure you right.
see two niggas fight, right? That's just me, very simple. And what I'm saying when I hear Turkey, it's like we all talk about Turkey. Oh, he's so disorganized, he don't know what he's doing, and da 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 da. And now here we got the face of boxing. We are less than two
Don't
months
come up
out.
here with your shit. Don't come up here
Rich,
with your
that's
shit,
not
Too
even a
Rich.
comparison, bro. Y'all just gotta
Listen,
wait on
we're
the fight
less than
announcement.
2 months
It's y'all
out.
Wait
that's
a
not
minute,
waiting
Two
on the
Cents. Let him
announcement.
finish.
We're less
Let him
than two
finish. Let
months
him
out
finish.
from
Nah,
the
man, he about to say some
announcement of
dumb
the
shit.
fight.
We
When are
know.
you
We
supposed to buy
know.
your tickets? When are you supposed to buy your tickets? When are you supposed to get? So you gonna give them a month? Yeah, why don't y'all have the same heat? Maybe it's a mistake. Y'all should have the same heat. This organization is disorganization. It's
It's not the
disorganized.
same
It's
thing.
disrespectful to tank. It's disrespectful, to be honest with you.
Here's the thing too, Rich, right? And I understand where you hate, you got all this hate in your blood. I get it, right? But here's the difference. There's been no, as everybody kept saying, no official announcement, unlike Turkey, who has officially announced dates, changed the dates, location still in the witness protection program. That's the damn difference.
Do y'all remember before the first fight, how many times did the tank and Roach fight date change
First of
for the
all,
first fight?
do you
Tank even
know
said
that the
Can
reason
I
that they had to
the
respond?
change their
fight was
venue,
postponed,
it's a
and then
damn
Tank later
venue
found out that the
issue,
fight was
bro.
on.
Go
Can I
ahead, Too
Huh?
Rich.
respond?
Go ahead, go
Can I
ahead.
respond to Too Rich up here with this
Y'all
capping?
want to make it
Listen
something
to
up? Am I
Yeah.
making something up?
The
Let me know if I'm
capital.
making something up.
yes, you. Let me tell you what they do, Too Rich. What they do is they take every step of the process in planning a fight when it comes to Tank, and they build narratives around it. When it's just normal things that happen when you making a fight. The venues change. They may do this. They may change that. They may change the undercard. It's just that everybody's talking about it, and it's rumors. It's nothing official. It's not PBC coming out and saying the fight gonna be on the 16th. That's all rumors and selling the fight and all that. But for somebody to come out and say a fight gonna be somewhere, a certain time, a certain day, release tickets, it's a football game there. Everybody confused. The person that's throwing the fight is giving you this official information, and it's not true. They're continuously changing it. HLD literally bought fake tickets. PBC ain't never done that. So y'all got to stop this. There is no disorganization here. Y'all just don't have the fight announcement yet, and y'all have heard a rumor of a fight date. It's just that simple.
But look what I'm
Yeah,
saying, y'all.
the biggest difference between what's going on with
Announce
Turkey
the fight
and what's
last
going
night.
on
The
with the
fight
Tank
didn't
is
go
that
down.
nobody from
Y'all
Hold on,
not a
hold
head
on, Too
person
Rich.
from
Go
Tank.
ahead.
No head person from PBC. Nobody is. Now Turkey did. He's the one who said it was gonna be. So I see how the difference is in the disorganization because you got the top guy from one company saying so. But then when you go into the nitty gritty to the stadium, to where's it gonna be, it's not official at those places. Now, nobody on PBC or Amazon has said this fight's going to happen so and so date at so and so location and time and nothing. Nobody has said that. We're all speculative right
I mean,
now until
that's
it's
just,
done.
but that's just like with Turkey, bro. He up here basically saying that they got the fight at Allegiant Stadium, and right now, at Allegiant Stadium scheduled for September 13th is UNLV versus Idaho State. You want to talk about disorganization? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you up here talking the whole case, but
Exactly.
your case is not proven at all, my guy.
Bro, I'm just saying, call it both ways. I'm not saying call it one way for another. I'm saying it should just be called down the middle, man. I mean,
There's
I
nothing
Yeah,
to
I would call it
call.
both
all
ways.
talking,
It
There's
ain't really
nothing to
anything to
call.
call
man.
necessarily.
No,
You
The
just gotta
fact
wait
the
for the
fact that
fights
y'all
to
keep trying to
come.
compare PBC to Turkey is extremely disrespectful, bro. Like it's out of line. Seriously,
I get
it's
it.
it's
It's
it's out of line, bro. Like I don't
disrespectful.
even
I
know what
get
the
it.
hell y'all talking
I get
about.
it.
once Al Heyman decides, hey, this fight's going to happen, he's going to have Amazon do so and promote and announce it. That's the difference. They haven't had that disorganization, having somebody who's the head motherfucker in charge to say it's happening this date. It has not been publicly set out. Now
Let
Turkey
me ask
is
you
the
this.
main man, and so if
Okay,
he said
is
it
it
and
fair?
it's all
Is it
goofy,
fair?
then yeah, I see the difference in it.
Okay, well, is it
Because
fair to say?
I bought tickets based on Turkey's word. I ain't buying
Okay,
tickets for no tank
it,
fight because I know nobody has said so at all.
oh, okay, but is it fair to say Canelo was signed to the PBC and we never seen nothing like this? We never seen the disorganization around a Canelo fight.
So hold on. If they both signed to the PBC, what's the damn difference?
Because Canelo never had any disorganization to his fight. It was announced on time. They
Stop
had the
it.
fight.
Rich, there
Never
is
gave
no
Oh
nothing.
my God.
disorganization. You're just waiting on the announce. What's the disorganization, Rich? You're just waiting
I
on the
mean, because y'all
announcement,
keep
and
saying
you
it's
heard a
over 6
rumor.
weeks
There's
and we
no
less than 2 months
disorganization,
away.
bro.
I'm
There's no
saying y'all said it's
disorganization,
over
Rich.
6
I
weeks.
agree with 2 Cent with
We
that.
less
There is
than
no
2 months away.
disorganization because nobody has said it was going to happen so and so date. Nobody officially from PBC or
Okay, so ain't
Amazon
no fight.
Prime
Ain't
has
no fight
said
then.
this
Ain't
fight
no
is
fight day.
happening this date.
No fight day. And we'll just wait on them to announce the fight. That's cool. That's cool. If y'all cool with that, I'm cool with that. That's cool.
I mean, why wouldn't we? Too Rich. Why wouldn't we be okay with that? What else can we do besides wait for an announcement?
I mean, I don't know. I see KO every day saying, fight, announce the fight, announce the fight, announce the fight, announce the fight, and y'all acting like ain't no fight to be announced. I don't know. I
First
don't
of
know how
all,
y'all
hold
do
on,
the
hold on,
glazing
hold on,
thing. I
hold
don't
on,
know how
hold
the
on, hold
glazing
on.
thing works.
KO is my people's, but you're not on KO's platform. I've never
I
said
get it,
that.
but I'm saying
I
I
asked a
don't
general
understand how
question.
the
Don't
glazing
interrupt
works.
me.
Y'all gotta
Don't
teach me how
interrupt
to
me.
glaze.
I don't give a
I'm not
damn what
put
nobody
through
else do on their
glazing.
platform. What I said was, what is the problem with waiting until they announce it? What is the problem with that?
I thought we was anticipating the fight. So cool, I get it. So now it ain't no tank fight, and we'll just wait. I'm cool with that. I
Now
didn't think
you're
the fight was
going
gonna happen
overboard, bro.
anyway.
Now you're doing too much. Nobody said no, it's not going to be a fight. All we said was we have to wait for the official announcement.
I got
What's
you.
up,
I
D
got
Free? What's up, D Free?
What's going on?
A whole bunch of not a damn thing. So,
Be
the
free,
fight
my
was
brother. What's
removed.
good, bro?
The
What's
fight
good?
was
What's good?
removed off of the WBA website. That was one of the things we were talking about, and I guess we just got stuck there. The fight was removed from the WBC website. So now, according to Too Rich, ain't no fight, ain't nothing happening. It's this organization, and PBC is broke again. I guess I don't know. But yes, that was one thing. And then I brought up the fact that Dana White wasn't even at the press conference with Canelo, and they was lying about their numbers again. But Richie, I see you didn't say a damn thing about that.
I mean,
What's up, though?
I think the real confusion is they announced the Canelo and Bud Crawford fight at a stadium that's going to have a football game that day.
Okay, and is it going to be the 12th or the
that's the real
13th?
confusion.
Or the
I
12th or
mean,
the
they
13th?
rescheduled the game. Y'all don't know that they rescheduled the game.
They didn't reschedule nothing. They already
They
sold
didn't
the tickets
reschedule
for
no
the game. They
game.
didn't reschedule anything.
Okay.
The only thing now you see in Allegiant Stadium, it says TBA for the time. It used to say 1 p.m., but now it says TBA.
Oh, the disorganization. Oh my God. I can't believe we don't even know what they had a press conference and we still don't know what day the fight gonna be and what time. And it's just
Hold a press conference
disorganized.
in
I can't
Saudi
believe it.
Arabia,
And you
by the
heard
way.
him.
Didn't Turkey announce the date? Didn't he announce the date and the place?
He
Say that
did. He
again.
Who
just
it
announced
want
it
to be?
September 12th
No,
at
he did
Allegiant
not.
Stadium.
Oh, y'all going back. Y'all going back. Okay, update to computer. Update to computer. Hit update.
Stop it.
Hey, bottom line is this: if
I mean,
if this
I don't see what the problem of people rushing for them to announce the date for the Tank Davis fight or the announcement for the Tank Davis fight. The only people that should be worried about it is the people that's planning on going to the fight. If you ain't planning on going, what's the problem?
Thank you.
you plan on going to the fight, HLD,
No, I'm not going. I'm not going to go to the Canelo fight. I wouldn't. I'm not going to go. The only reason I was planning on going is because I thought Tio was going to be fighting Boots on the undercard. That's about it. I'm not that hyped on the Crawford Canelo fight.
but I think she put up the numbers and showed that's just the sentiment of a lot of people. I'll say this: I think that it's pretty crass how the only reason why PBC gets this treatment
It's because our Heyman is black.
exactly because when other people do stuff far more egregious, there's never no travesty.
Somebody needs to
No
mute.
outcry.
Somebody needs to mute.
Top Rank is literally going out of business, y'all.
Like
Top
for
rank
real.
is
Like
homeless.
they're literally going out of business. I'm talking about no network. I'm talking about literally like no joke, no rumor. Literally going out of business. Not no outrage, not one video, none of that. It's crazy. But PBC been going out of business for a decade. Crazy work.
And on
And
top of that, ESPN they have preliminary talks with
With
PBC
PBC.
to
Yep.
take over the top rank spot at ESPN. So,
it should be
like, come
It's
on,
that type of
man.
deal. That's what's
Cam
going on.
J.
They're in the preliminary talks of having both companies come on to, and then Top Rank is still planning on spreading
Teach,
They're
their
not
teaching
talking
real,
about
information
top
please.
with
rank.
other networks.
Teach, please, with this nonsense.
Yo, besides the nonsense though, the writing is literally on the wall, just like 2 Cents said. You could read that ish like Braille, and Mickey Frickies will still not find their way. They're gonna always throw the stuff at at Al and the PBC and his biggest stars. That's what this and it's been systemic. They have put it out there so that this can be wash, rinse, repeat all the time.
But the craziest thing, it only comes from one person. And then he has his minions out there spreading their vile to other minions and so on and so forth. It comes from the fat pink man. We all know that. If you trace it all the way back, it comes from nobody but a disgruntled ex-employee who is relieved of their duties for double dipping. Let's be real about the situation. That is the only one out here spreading propaganda about the PBC.
But the coldest part is also too that 2 Cents just a little too. They're about to be
Blue
replaced
Hustleman, I see you.
by the PBC, and that's crazy. And they still won't believe it. They still will come up with some dribble about how Top Rank, Golden Boy, and all these other platforms are doing boxing great, doing right by boxing, and PBC is just bankrupt, waiting to happen. And it's been like this each and every single time.
My only gripe with PBC would be that they way too many pay-per-views for shitty fights that don't belong on pay-per-view.
Oh, stop it.
And that they
He
sell
really
too
hates
many of their
PBC.
fighters. They're
Yeah,
not
Turkey
fighting
is
enough.
giving you the fights you want to see,
That's about
HLD.
it.
Hold
The
on a
production
second.
is grade A. Everything that goes along with promoting a fight when they're getting to it, it's top notch. You can complain about that. You know what I mean? But it's just way too many shitty fights that don't belong on pay-per-view. Or you got a lot of fighters that are being shoved because there's not enough dates for them to put out there for fights. And so that's a problem for me too.
But that's the reason that he lets a lot of his fighters fight on other people's cards. Like a lot of those Turkey cards wouldn't even been possible without PBC fighters.
Well, I'm glad that's happening. That's what's been happening because of Turkey. But if not, where would they be at?
That ain't because of Turkey. That's because of Al Heyman sending his fighters over there.
Because they're willing to pay the top dollars for them to come over. You think Top
What
Rank is gonna do
exactly is
that?
top
Or
dollar? What do
Golden
y'all
Boy
consider top
and
dollar? Because he
The
out
X-Men?
here
top
offering
dollar.
bonuses. He out here offering bonuses, y'all, with fake money. So I mean, he got each person watching the same thing 65 times. But please continue. How Turkey is saving the game.
I'm willing to be right
And
down
by
the
the
middle
way,
with you.
Top Rank won't have any shows till after August. They won't have any shows. They just announced that
They
too. By the
should.
way,
They definitely won't. They'll be
July
broke on
26th
the
is their last
Caribbean
show
cat
on the
food.
current deal. We shall see what they're going to announce soon.
Dondrick, what's up?
No, I'm just out here listening to HLD hate on every channel I hear him on. I'm just tired of him, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. Every day
yeah,
you
that
whine
hate is
about
nasty,
PVC.
bro.
Whine.
One at a time, guys.
Shut up. Shut up, HLD. Shut your soft ass up.
In your feelings.
Me.
Go put on a tampon, bro.
If you knew anything about
put on a
marketing,
tampon.
you wouldn't you don't put anything over. They're trying to get the most return for the Pacquiao and Barrios fight. That's why this fight is probably delayed. Y'all don't understand that because Tank is going to sell out regardless. So guess what you don't do? You don't put the tickets out for Tank, who's going to take all the money away from the boxing fans who don't know about their experience. You think about that yet?
So where's the hate on that? That's what I just said. We don't have an official date. It's gonna happen. We just don't have an official date.
And there's a reason. So why you up here whining it?
But I said that last night. They're probably gonna wait till after the Mario Barrios and Pacquiao fight, so that they don't. You know what I'm saying?
They're not gonna wait. They're not gonna wait on that because they still need a certain amount of time, probably like 6 weeks. But
I mean,
they're not gonna do it early. They'll probably do it Monday, probably sometime next week. But they're not gonna do it right now because they're still trying to sell out.
The Pacquiao fight is next week, ain't it?
July.
Is it
July.
The 19th though, or something like that? July 19th or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
July
19th.
Hey, Jab, real quick. Yeah. I was reading an article, and everybody keeps saying PBC is about to go out of business, and they don't have any fight dates and things like that. Well, I'm reading an article right now that was put out June 20th at 5:31 a.m. The PBC is in preliminary talk to collab with ESPN.
Oh yeah. Yep, we heard that.
So I mean,
ain't nobody saying one word about it. D-Free, we heard everybody talking about Showtime. They out of business. They this and that. Not one word about preliminary talks with ESPN.
Yeah,
so post what L does this post.
Yeah, all she gotta do is just make a Rolodex of what he's been posting. I mean, and every time he says something, this happens. He be letting fighters know when they fighting. Them niggas just don't even be knowing. And he be giving them the damn insight. So he said, if you want to get the Tank shit kicks on the low, if you plan on going to the stop, get them now. Because them bad boys, as soon as they drop, it's going to skyrocket. So get your tickets if you plan on going.
Drop the link where we can get the tickets at.
HLD, he going to sell out his event in about a week or two. And they still gonna be trying to sell out that damn event with your boy Teo. Trust and believe that, dog.
I want to give me the link so we can buy the tickets.
You gonna get the tickets, bro. You can get it right. Just go to the venue and get the ticket right now. You can get it right now. If L-Dub can get it, I know you can get it.
Up on T-Mobile August 16th and we can buy tickets.
Hey, well, look, let me respond to something right quick. He just said the guy said he read an article where they were talking about signing with ESPN. And I heard I heard about that, right? Okay. So I know y'all think y'all probably see if y'all listen to my question, I don't really be talking about the PBC. I be asking y'all as fans how y'all see it. I don't have a problem with the PBC. I understand the business of boxing, right? I've been sitting on information, right, that I have not tried to disparage the PBC. I make plenty of videos, you know, especially in the past. I only made one lately, but I haven't tried to disparage PBC. I don't go on no panels and I don't talk about it. I say, hey, maybe it'll work itself out. Like now, we talking about the ESPN thing. So I say, cool. So it don't look like I'm out here trying to hate on the PBC. But there is an article, right, that Steven Espinoza is saying about the pay-per-views that people think that the PBC is trying to rip people off with all these pay-per-views. And he's saying, hey, without a network that's going to pay for the fights, we got to pay for the fights somehow. It's out there. The information is out there. I'm pretty sure some people know about it and they're not mentioning it. And I'm not going to mention where it came from.
What's your
But
point?
it is information out there. It's
I
information.
was
That's
just
all
about
I'm
to say
saying.
that.
It
What
is
is your
information out
point?
there.
What is your point? Okay, but what is the point of you saying that to Rich? What's the point,
Okay,
baby?
what I'm saying is he's saying that at that time, now I can tell you when, if you want to find the article, it came out in January. And he's saying that without a network paying for the fights, they have to put on the pay-per-view so they can pay for future fights because they don't have nobody giving them a budget for the fights. He said that out of his own mouth. Quoted from him. The interview
You got
was with him.
post
I
that
got to see
interview.
that article too, Rich, because you
Post
have a
it.
Do
habit
you
of
have that article too,
misinterpreting
Rich?
things
Post it.
too, Rich. Too
Do
Rich,
you have
yeah,
the
Post it.
article?
because you have
Come
a
on.
habit of misinterpreting things
No,
too, Rich.
look, this me, man. This me, man. Look,
I say that.
have
I
y'all
say
ever
that.
heard me
Post
cook
it.
a fighter? Let me ask you a question. I hear y'all talk about fighters all the time. Have you ever heard me cook a fighter? You ain't never heard me say nothing disparaging about it. I don't do that. I just always talk
I'm
matchups. Y'all
saying
know how to
post the
talk. I talk
article that
matchups.
you seen. Fuck all what you talk about right there. Post the article or post the video of Stephen Espinosa saying that, my guy.
I mean,
I mean,
I wanted to do my own video, but I get a minute.
Okay,
you
I get it.
stuttering
I
Stan. You look
understand.
like you don't have the paperwork, so you talking about nothing pretty much. Moving along.
I'm gonna put my integrity on the line for man. I got a lot of stuff I don't talk about. It's a lot of stuff, man.
Okay,
Okay,
I
so
hear you, but
then
look
you
like you
gotta
don't
put
have
your
no
integrity
evidence.
on the
Too Rich,
line. But
hold
oh,
on.
my
Too
bad,
Look
Rich,
my
like
bad.
you're doing
I
a
have
lot
another
of
question.
capping over there, my guy.
I have another question for you too, Rich.
Okay.
The information that I just provided about Dana White being the lead promoter of this Canelo versus Crawford card, how do you feel about him not being at the press conference? I mean, that's dysfunctional, right? He is the lead promoter.
I mean, it don't. Turkey was there. Hell, he paying the money. So
Turkey's not, but TKO was the lead promoter. You know that, right? TKO was the
yeah,
lead promoter along with Selma and all that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't see that as I don't see Al Heyman at no press conferences. So ain't no
Al
big
Heyman
deal
is
to
not
me.
a promoter. He's not a promoter.
I'm just saying. Okay, I got another question on another topic, so we can move away from this. I know the tanks gonna get sensitive. Y'all
Well, you
really
didn't answer
sensitive
my
about that.
question.
But let me say
Yeah,
this.
I bet you want to move away because you getting cooked in
You
this
brought up
topic
another
right here.
statement.
You getting
Hold
fried right now in
on.
this
Hold
topic.
on.
So yeah,
Hold
you want to
on.
move along. That's your best bet.
Well,
Hold on.
That jab squeeze
Hold
job.
on. Hold on. Yeah, I'm about to say, hold on, y'all. So, okay, too, Rich, we'll move the conversation since you didn't have an answer for my original question. I'll go to my other question, which was, what do you think? Do you think that Boots is ducking Brian Norman Jr.?
Yeah, that's what I was going to. Okay, the way I want to set this up it's just me acting like
It's
a
a yes or no,
spectator.
baby. Yes or no.
But I mean, okay. Let me explain. I got to give my take on it. Okay, I've said all the time. I don't believe fighters necessarily duck fights. They're not paying for the fights. I believe promoters duck fights. So let's get that clear. Okay. With that said, we know since Eddie Hearn signed Boots, he wanted Boots at 154. It was Boots that wanted to stay at 147. So every move since then, it's been to move Boots to 154. Now, if we believe that on August 19th, the mandatory is already signed and all that negotiation with Brian Norman and 1.7 million was bullshit. It was all bullshit because that's what promoters do. You see what I'm saying? They reach out when they know they ain't really trying to do nothing. And every fighter, including the PBC fighter, Mario Barrios, Stanionis, and Brian Norman said, hey, ain't nobody reached out to us. So Eddie Hearn was lying. We got him in a lie. He's lying. Okay. Brian Norman wanted to unify before he moved, so he gave him Stanionis.
So
He gave him
hold on, baby, because that's not true, right? That's not true.
Okay, go ahead.
They definitely
Go
reached
ahead.
out to him. They've made several offers out of Brian Norman Sr.'s own mouth. They've made several offers, so
No,
that's
okay,
not
listen
true.
what I'm saying. They did reach out to him. What I'm saying is, if the Karen fight was mandated on August 19th, and none of that mattered because the fight couldn't happen. So what I'm saying, Eddie Hearn was playing games. That's what I'm saying. Eddie Hearn was playing games. I don't think Boots didn't know about what was going on. So I'm kind of defending Boots and kind of blaming Hearn. So what I'm saying is he fulfilled his obligation to Boots. Hey, I got you the unification with Stanionis. Okay, ask yourself this. If Brian Norman agreed the day after his fight with Sasaki to sign the contract, he agreed to the fight. He just wasn't going to sign no paperwork to the day after you sign. Why would you announce your movement the day before that you were going to 154. I don't think that was about Boots. I think that was about Eddie Hearn. They didn't want that fight for one. It's not as lucrative as the fights that are at 154. Eddie Hearn got to pay for these fights. He got to get his money back. I mean, a fight with Ortiz is more valuable than a fight with Norman.
Fight Ortiz next.
Well, I'm just saying, any fight, look, it works just like the dope game, bro. More weight, more money. More weight, more money. You see what I'm saying? Norman fight is not going to be as most profitable at any fight at 154. You see
Can I respond to Rich?
Go ahead. Yeah, let him finish. Go ahead. Are you finished?
But yeah, so what I'm saying, I don't think it's Boots. I think it's Eddie Hearn saying, hey, my bag is at 154, man. If you want to keep getting this money and Turkey going to keep paying for these fights, they want you at 154. You see what I mean? So it's not necessarily that Boots does, but I think it's Eddie Hearn that's trying to do it how he wants to do it. And I guess Boots just, in a sense, got to go along with it. Now, to look at it another way, I watch everybody sit back and say, Shakur just sign with the PBC and wait to Tank figure out who he wants to fight. Just sit around and put your career on hold and wait to see when Tank want to fight. And you telling me Boots couldn't wait one day? He couldn't wait one day.
Hold up, too, Rich. Hold on. I'm going to stop you right there, right? Because that's a bunch of bullshit if I ever heard it. That man has been at that. He's been at that same weight division his whole goddamn career. You mean to tell me he's supposed to sit around again and wait for a nigga? Wait one more. He's been waiting how many years? How many years y'all been right around here calling Boots and Norman the biggest fight in boxing, and then they still wouldn't make the damn fight? How many years? You talking about one more day? The man is too big for the weight class. He already, to me, was fitting in a weight class he didn't belong in and should have moved up a while ago, but he was still trying to make his whatever. He wanted to unify. He wanted to become undisputed. My question is, why the hell don't Brian Norman Jr. want the same thing? Why I gotta chase you?
He said Boots running. What you mean? Oh, well, let's look at it like
Stop it.
Let's say if you believe what you believe, right? Don't we do know that Brian Norman had a surgery, right? Why would you put him in the ring with Boots before he had that surgery? Why would you do that?
I don't know. Ask Brian Norman Sr. He was the one capping like he was going to do it.
Why would they negotiate the fight when they was about to fight Quavers? You know what I mean? They was negotiating Boots while they had the whole Quavers fight locked in.
Sasaki.
I'm just saying.
What I wanted to respond to Rich real quick.
Go ahead,
because Too Rich think because he take deep breaths and talk slow that he sounds smart. Look. Why would he? First of all, I don't understand why Boots going to 54 has any narrative attached to it at all, besides the fact that it was time for him to move up. All y'all did was, before he unified, was cry about him going to 54. Is nobody at 47. He's scared to go to 54. He ducking 54. He doing all this at 54. Y'all been knowing the man was having trouble making the weight. Y'all was calling him a weight bully. Now that he's going to 54, y'all want to attach a narrative to it like he ducking Brian Norman? Like, come on, y'all. It has to stop. It doesn't make any sense. The man was too big for the division. He's not about to let Brian Norman them wait him out, because that's exactly what they were going to do. If you didn't notice, ain't no way he just gonna get that belt, not defend it or nothing, and then go run over and fight Boots right away. That's not, y'all shouldn't even be encouraging that, because that don't even really make sense. It don't make sense. How he gonna make his money? So let him stay in 47 if they're not attached to each other at all. Brian Norman, I heard somebody say it was a legacy fight. How?
I don't know for
that ain't no damn legacy fight. Brian Norman and Boots are attached to each other because of that stupid Doug narrative. But other than that, if they don't ever fight each other, it won't be nothing. It's you get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
You can't say it's
Shout
not a
out to
legacy
D1
fight.
in the Cash App. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button and hit the Cash App if you can. It's a unification.
Exactly, it's a
unification.
It's like I feel sometimes I hear some of you guys say some things that are like right on the money, and then just kind of like then say something that doesn't make sense, and I'm like, how can that happen?
Hold on, HLD.
What doesn't make sense, HLD? What doesn't make sense?
Yeah, hold on a second. So D1 says in the Cash App time, most people don't know shit about boxing. Shout out to D1. Go ahead, finish HLD, and then Tucson, you can respond.
Oh, no, I've been talking for the last. I'm mute. I didn't even know. It is a legacy fight. The thing is, you got to understand is there's two sides of this. Top Rank was not going to allow Norman Jr. to fight Boots back last, whatever it was, late 2024. He was not ready for that fight. Top Rank just collected a belt, and they were going to feed their young guy to Boots. They were not going to do that. Point blank, period. That was not going to happen. It had nothing to do about anything else. Top Rank was not going to allow them to do that. Bob Arum is not dumb. You think he's going to let go, risk his, having one of the belts at 147 to give it up to now today? Is Boots now more? Is Brian Norman more ready? Absolutely, he is. It's not the same. He's not the same fighter than when he just fought, like when he got off from Boca Chica or Santillán. He's had two good performances. He's now on a roll, and I think he's much better prepared for a Boots fight. Now, this thing that everybody wanted Boots to move to 154 for one specific fight. It was because Turkey Al-Sheikh offered him the Ortiz fight. It's not to just go up there now and fight any old body. He's gonna fight what, Tellez or some nobody? No, I'm not interested in that. We were interested in a big fight.
But HLD, what's to say that Brian Norman Jr. is a damn big fight? Like, that's only because that's, again, hitching his star to somebody else's trailer. I honestly don't think it's a big fight. I really don't give a damn if they ever fight. I think there are bigger fights for Boots. And if he wanted that fight so bad that he's saying that he does now, they could have made that fight when Eddie Hearn offered him this fight before he fought Jin Sasaki. So I don't want to hear that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, sweetie, is that Top Rank was not going to allow Norman Jr. fight Boots last year. So they know they're likely going to lose their belt. The kid was not ready for that smoke yet. Bruce Trampler and Bob Arum and Todd LaBeouf, they all know what they're doing. They're not dummies. They're not going to, okay, yeah, here you go. No, they're not going to do that.
That's true.
Is what they did. They built them up.
What's up, D1? Hold on. Yeah.
All right, you just made a statement, right? Why didn't he sign a fight before Sasaki? Now, I heard you and 2 Cents talk about Turkey fucking up the game, got everybody signing fights before the fight, and then it's fucking up the fight.
It's not the same thing, Rich. No, let me stop you. Let me stop you, Rich. Let me respond.
No, hold on. Let me tell you something. No, it's
definitely not the same.
I'm gonna tell you
why. Y'all tripping, man.
So I said, give me a minute. So it's definitely not the same thing because this was before the Jin Sasaki fight even came about, is my whole point. And to D Free's point, he was in negotiations before he fought, who was that? Chavez last fight, D Free before the Jin Sasaki. And so my point is, if you know that your son is not ready to fight Boots, why the hell are you on a platform every other day talking about he don't want to fight us, he don't never call our name, he's scared of us, tell Eddie Hearn to get the money right. If you know that your son is not ready to fight this man, stop clout chasing.
That's part of the game, though, Jab Queen.
I don't want to hear that
shit. I don't want to hear that shit, yo. I don't want to hear that, bro. If you skilled enough, that don't gotta be part of the game. Who do you have Dula Mason clout chasing? Wait a minute. Let me finish. Who do you hear Tank clout chasing? Who do you hear Abdullah Mason clout chasing?
Oh, okay.
It don't gotta be part of the game, yo. If your skills,
you want me to answer?
When I'm done talking.
Okay, I got you.
When your skill, when you display skills, you don't have to clout chase. That's my point.
Okay, absolutely wrong. Let me tell you why. If you remember, Floyd Mayweather said,
"I don't really want to hear this shit." What's up, D Free?
Savage.
What's up? Oh, my bad. D1, what's up, D1? D1, what's up?
What's up, ladies? Ty, 2 Cent, Cam J, Thomas.
D1, my guy, my brother.
One the fam.
HLD, how y'all doing today? Boots is probably going to fight Boachuk, like L-Dub said. That's a good fight. I don't mind that fight at all. And in no way, shape, or form is Boots necessarily tied to Brian Norman. And we don't know if it's a big fight. Us hardcores go back and forth about who we want to fight who. And guess what? The people that sign the checks and fucking dole the checks out, they don't give a fuck what we talking about. Just because we're saying it's a big fight, they're interested in what the casuals are interested in. And the casuals don't know who the fuck Brian Norman is. I want that fight. Y'all want that fight. But is it a big fight? I don't know. Boots would probably make any fight big. I get where your guys' argument is. It's just not as big as fight as you guys think it is. Like real shit.
I don't think so at all. That's my point.
Fight.
It
How
is
so,
probably,
bro?
but they don't got to pay. They didn't have to pay Karen what they'd have to pay.
And you're
Brian
right
Norman.
about that. You're absolutely right on the money with
And
that.
that's what it's all about, bro. It's how much are these guys? Do they want to? How much do they really want to fight? They ask for life-changing money to fight another guy that's considered the same level as they are. It's ridiculous. Nobody wants to be great no more in this fucking sport. They all just want the money and fucking out here clout chasing, and I'll give you that. That is part of the game. It kind of is, but to an extreme extent, to like some of these guys do, it's fucking completely uncalled for. Like real shit.
Y'all,
I'm just
Last year,
tired of it, bro.
can I make my point? Can I make
last
my
year
point
in
right quick? Y'all
talks,
muted me.
Go ahead,
Y'all muted
Too
me.
Rich. Yes, I
Let
did.
me.
I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
promise. It's a non-invasive surgery. It's not gonna hurt. I promise you. What I was saying was when they was on the podium, you have to understand how the A side work. Floyd told Tank, "Don't call nobody out because you're gonna force the fight. You don't want to force the fight if you're the A side. You want to be able to pick and choose how you want to fight and how you want to move. That's why the A side normally don't call nobody out, or because they don't want to force a fight. That's what that is.
And that's facts.
And the B
Hold on
side
one
got to
second.
force
Hold
the
on.
fight.
Hold
The
on.
B
Hold
side
on.
got to force
Thomas,
the
what is
fight.
that? Thomas, what is that?
That's a StreamYard link.
Oh, I'm like, what the hell is that? I thought
Oh,
somebody
that's your link. My bad. That's your link. That's your link to here.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Too Rich. What you were saying?
I was just saying the A side don't call out nobody because they don't want to be forced into a fight. Where the B side has no choice but to call out people to try to get a fight. So you got two different scenarios. So I can understand why the A side want to do. You got the money, you got the power, you got the money. I get it. That's the game. But I'm just saying. So when you say why Tank don't call, it ain't that he probably want to call somebody. They're not gonna let him because they control the money. You control the money. That's all it is.
And
Yeah,
that's
they only
how
want to pay a certain percentage to the B side. So whoever they're going to collect has got to be on that low side so that they could get most of the purse for one side and keep it right.
So,
That's the business side of
and
it.
I hear
that's
y'all,
the
right? I hear
business of
y'all, right?
boxing.
I
That's
hear
the
y'all, right?
business.
Clout chasing is a part of the business. Y'all just know I hate that. So my bad for my rant. I just can't stand that, right? So then here's my question, right? If you're saying that clout chasing is a part of the business, cool. It may very well be a part of the business. Why, when I answer your clout chase, you evade me and then continue to clout chase? What is that about?
That's about being
Bill
pussy.
Lane, he does it every day.
About being trying
That
to
is a
get
fact.
headlines without having to prove it, without having to actually get in there and fight. And has Bill Haney came on the internet since the Brian Norman knockout? I
No,
haven't seen it.
he hasn't. Hey, and I'm a Dev guy, man. I'm like, you can't put Dev in there with Norman. You can't do it. You
Hell
can't
no,
do
you
it. You
can't.
can't do it. You can't do it.
Hell no. But I want it though.
It's a little bit of WWE guys, and they're gonna
No
and
doubt.
a lot of these managers and like the Bill Haneys and whatnot, the Norman Jr. whatever, they're all gonna do something because they want to still keep their name relevant in people's eyes. And so just speaking their name for whatever reason is good enough. Like Norman Jr. was saying the same thing with Teo. Oh yeah, the top ring was talking about us and Teo. He knows he wasn't going to fight Teo, but they were only going to offer him like $300,000. He wasn't going to fight Teo for no $300,000.
You know what, HLD? I'm glad you brought that up. So I have a question for you. I was trying to get to Punch Drunk last time he was up there with Bill, and unfortunately it was just too many people and I had to run out. What exactly is it that y'all think Teofimo Lopez deserves?
He deserves whatever he signed.
Okay, because I was under the impression that Punch Drunk was saying it wasn't enough money. So I'm sitting there thinking, well, this motherfucker didn't even sell out the Hoover Theater when he fought Ortiz.
I'll give you clarity. Teo signed a 3-fight deal with Turkey Al-Sheikh. The first fight was Barboza, set amount. Second fight was a set amount. Third fight would be a set amount. And so when he came to proposition the second fight, it was like $3.5 million short. Actually, it was less, and they brought it up a little more, but they almost cut it in half. And so that's where that whole ordeal is. So right now they're just waiting on Turkey Al-Sheikh to have to. He's gonna have to call him. He's got to honor his contract. So he's gonna have to give him a fight sooner or later, or he's gonna have to pay him for a fight without fighting.
So then that's my thing though. But y'all said that too. That y'all said Turkey got the bag. So why is he now changing the price?
Well, because he saw he got raped on May 2nd.
Somebody needs to mute.
Because he saw what happened on May 2nd and May 3rd. These guys stole the bag. Haney ran around, stole the bag. The Ryan Garcia fight, well, that didn't go as expected. And then we saw what happened with Skull running around like that. That was bullshit. So right now, Turkey, and that Turkey himself is Silas. They're the guys who are really the promoters for Riyadh season. And that man over there is the one who gates it. Like,
and what accountability does Turkey have for that card turning out that way? Does he have any accountability for that?
No, if you pay for a service, yo, you guys better deliver. All that running around shit that we saw was straight up bullshit. I was pissed. I don't know how many of you guys either just got them fights for free, nobody complained about it, but I paid like $110 fucking to watch that bullshit. And so
you should have known better, HLD.
But what does it matter? HLD Turkey got that bag. He could spend endless money, right? That's
what
y'all
about my
tell
money?
us.
What about my money? I don't want to see no shitty ass fights like that.
Go.
The fighters have a responsibility to deliver.
Yeah. What you want to respond to, Rich 2 Cent?
I wanted to respond to the thing about Boots Smith saying he moving up the day before Norman fight. I mean, I feel like you can look at that a bunch of different ways, but it could have been just a shot. Like, you talking about you finna try to fight me after this fight, I'm about to move up. Because if he would have announced it after the fight, y'all still would have been saying the same thing. Oh, he ducking, he knocked out Sasaki, he scared the fighter. So he just, look, I'm about to move up, because I made a video about Eddie Hearn when he threw Boots under the bus, talking about Boots is 50% of himself. The doctor said he can't keep cutting the weight and this and that. And I'm like, why are you saying that? Why because and then he said I'm gonna meet with Boots on Monday and we're gonna make a final decision. So I'm like, why are you saying that? And he haven't even made a final decision to move up yet. Why are you letting all of his opponents know that if you fight him, it's gonna be 50% of him because he can't make the weight? So I knew then Boots was gonna be moving up. So I'm gonna announce I'm moving up before you make this fight, since you thought I was finna sit around and wait with you. I'm not. I'm gonna go ahead and move up. I don't think it has anything to do with Brian Norman. Honestly, it really doesn't.
It don't. It has to do with him struggling to make weight. That's what it has to do. And Eddie knew probably well before.
Let me follow up on that, D1. Let me follow up on that.
Hold up. Even one at a time. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me follow up on D1 right there. Let me follow up on D1. Even on top of that, like, why I'm going to sit here and wait for these guys to fight these guys? These guys have shown me, Barrios and Norman has shown me in the past that they don't want to fight for real right now at the moment. So let me move up to 154 and get the smoke up there. And those guys, they want smoke up there, they'll see me up there. That's as simple as it's really that simple. Everybody's making this shit more than ever. You know, they making it more than what it is.
They don't want that smoke. They're all going to duck him too.
Boots is on a guaranteed minimum, right? He's about $3 million minimum to fight whoever the fuck he fights.
Yeah.
Now his contract is just about up. So why not go the easy route, collect the easy checks, and then wait out that my contract is over, and now I can ask for a bigger minimum on Eddie Hearn, or maybe go back to PBC if that's what I want to do, or whatever the hell.
But that's my question too. Why do y'all assume that Brian Norman is going to be such a difficult fight for Boots? Maybe I just don't see it.
We don't know how a fight's going to turn out. That's why we have the fights. That's just bottom line.
I know that. I'm just saying there's a lot of flaws in his style, and I'm not saying that Boots is flawless.
He's the front runner for difficult fights for Boots. He definitely is the front runner because Boots probably makes easy work of him. Ty, I'm in the same opinion of you. Like, I don't think Brian Norman is as tough as a test as everybody else does, but Brian Norman is definitely the front runner for
Boots would be the favorite. Anybody who said that he wouldn't be the favorite is kind of retarded at that.
Yeah,
it's not to say that it's a walk in the park.
No, he's definitely the front runner for tough fights for Jeron Ennis, because him, Virgil Ortiz. Well, now that Boots is at 54, we got to have a different conversation. But at welterweight, it was Brian Norman. For sure.
If Brian Norman Sr. wouldn't have came out with this whole Doug story, and people was just like, "Oh, Boots gonna fight Brian Norman next," y'all would be like, "No, who was Brian Norman? Who he beat? Who he beat?" Y'all would be doing all of that.
No doubt.
I got a question.
We're talking about him.
Is Jeron Ennis still signed to Eddie Hearn? Because he signed a 3-fight deal. He already had his 3rd fight.
I thought it was a 5-fight deal, bro.
It had an option.
Well, yeah, when they first announced it, they said 5.
Oh, an option meaning when he win a belt?
I mean, dude, listen. Everybody keeps saying 3-3-3, but when they first announced that deal, I specifically remember them saying 5-fight deal with Eddie Hearn.
But the deal extends when you win a belt, right? Don't
Yeah,
the contract
does,
extend when you win a belt?
Not if you got a 5. Not you got 5 fights. You got already signed.
That's a stipulation that a promoter can put in a contract. That's not always a given stipulation. But Bob
and I
Earl
think that's
put
what
that in his contract.
I'm about to say, because that's what got Teo fucked up when he won that belt.
Amongst other things. That night.
You see, I'm glad you got it. Exactly that. So it depends on who your manager is. And Teal's manager at the time was McGuire's, who's in bed with Top Rank. And so all he wants to do is all his fighters fight with Top Rank. And so he made sure that, he made a sweet deal for Top Rank with Teal and fucked him over with that.
Let me ask you this, HLD, though. Let me ask you this. With T.O., he's on record saying that he never got over $1 million, $1 million purse. And
he was being sarcastic.
so Turkey, they offered the man 11 million to fight for the second fight, and then of course they dumped down the bag pretty much halfway. You feel me? I don't believe the number 100%, but that's just my opinion. But I'm just saying, if he was offered more money than that $1 million, why is he not taking no fights right now?
First of all, the $1 million was being sarcasm. If you can't understand sarcasm, that's I can't even tell you.
But I'm just saying, he's obviously getting offered more money right now.
If you sign a deal with somebody, you expect to get paid what you signed for. It's no different than any of us with our corporate jobs. If you have a corporate,
right, all right, I'm with you all the way on that.
I think Teo's lying about that. He was pressing the envelope, because remember that fight that he had with Dagon Cambosis, that he got paid more than $1 million for that fight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because Eddie Hearn were in the purse bid for 3-point-something million.
Yeah,
they was originally supposed to fight under Triller. And they wanted for $6 million. But Eddie Hearn, Triller fell out, and Eddie Hearn was the next highest bidder at 3.2 or something like that.
It was 3.5. Teal got like 2.5, but then he sued Triller for the deposit because they messed up the fight, and so he got like another $900,000 out of that lawsuit from the deposit, and so did Cambosos get money out of that too. But he made like 3.6, I think, in total.
Yeah, that's a good fight, bro. That was a good, but it ended up losing. But you got a good payday for that one, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to clear that up, because I don't believe that Boots is ducking out of the division to avoid Brian Norman Jr. all of a sudden because there's a storm coming or whatever the hell. So
Boots is a huge.
Let me say this real quick before we change topics.
He's humongous.
It just seems to be such a strong urge to want to place a negative narrative on Boots for some reason. But I'm feeling like they having a hard time doing it because he's doing the things that that people complained about that Tank wasn't doing. So now it's leaving everybody in this hard place, because it's like y'all complain that Tank didn't want to unify and wanted to get belts, but y'all was complaining that Ennis did want to unify and want to get the belts and was complaining that he need to move up because it ain't no competition there. So everybody is in a weird spot. That's why the negative narratives they're trying to create about Boots, I feel like it backfires and it doesn't make logical sense, because he's doing what y'all want somebody else to do, and y'all are using each of those things to hate on them and create negative narratives when both of them are doing exactly what they told y'all that they wanted to do, versus telling y'all something else and then doing the opposite, and then people act like they don't see that. Like, it's very weird to me.
Pattern now. He avoided Kavalaskis, avoided Boots, avoided Ortiz, avoided Teo, and now it's not that it's trying to build it, but there's a list of names, and it goes out there. For those who don't know the business, is gonna see that and be like, "Damn, bro, who do you want to fight?"
Yeah, he ain't avoiding no Teo, bro. Teo, I don't hear that shit.
Teo ain't no damn threat. Teo can't even get a knockout at 140. He ain't had no knockout since he been at 135.
What y'all think about Boots and Jamel?
I love that fight.
I like that fight.
That's a really good fight. That's a really good fight.
Jamel champion of recess for the WBA too.
Yeah, but I think Mel's moving to 60. Easy pickings at 60. Besides, the only one that's not
He
is
said he was
Yo-Yo.
coming back to 54.
When did
But
he
I
say
gotta
that?
say, he did say that, right?
When?
He said it.
No,
He
he
put it.
didn't.
I
He
think
said
he put
he
it.
coming back at
You
He
said
54.
the
put an
king is
Instagram
back.
post up like
You
a
said
month
the
ago,
king
maybe.
is back. You
Yeah.
said the king is back. There wasn't no
Right.
154 on there. I didn't see
The
154.
only
He's
way
a
you're
big
king
dude.
because you left undisputed at 154. So yeah, you technically are the king because you were defeated at 154. So that's why
Kind of
we were
left
the
it
king.
vague though, right? 50 king of 54. The king is back ain't the same as the king of 54 is back.
HLD, can I ask you this one question, man? How
That's
could he
all I'm
be
saying. Whatever. I hope he comes back to 54, but I don't know. I think he's too big for that shit.
You might be. You
Hold
might
on.
be
Go
right.
ahead, Thomas. Hold on. Go ahead, Thomas.
how can he be avoiding Teofimo Lopez? Now we talking about Teofimo Lopez, who wants to make boxing great again. Calls out every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's got buzz to his name, and then fights a Steve Claggett. How the fudge is Boots running from him? And what does fighting Boots do for his?
There's a contract on the table for him. It's been on there for over 6 months for him to sign and fight Teo for the biggest fight of his, or the most amount of money of his illustrious career.
Who put that contract on the table for him? And
That's
for
6
what
months?
sport?
deal, my friend.
And how do
And
you
for
know
what
it's for the
sport?
most amount of money of his career, HLD?
And
And not everybody
for 6
just
months.
not everybody do anything for money.
Out
For
of Eddie
6
Hearn's mouth.
months. For 6 months.
The
Yeah,
thing
Yeah, the
is,
6 months
the
is
what
nasty.
as a tournament since January 18th.
Oh my God.
Stop it, HLD. Turkey just
You
made that
can't be
stupid shit
telling the
up.
truth.
we talking
You
about?
can't be telling the
Are we
truth.
talking about
The
the
BBC makes
same
a whole bunch
Tio?
of shit up. You see, it doesn't work that way. You can't be shitting on somebody all the time, and then when people get shit on the other side with no evidence of anything.
Are we
Turkey
talking
made
about the
that
same
up. It was
Tio
never
that
gonna be
just?
no tournament. He just made that up. No, that was never gonna be none of that. Nobody talked or agreed to
And
none of
it's
that.
and it's crazy because they all believe him. They all believed him because when I was arguing with Bill Haney, he said something about a damn tournament. So obviously they all believe Turkey.
It's out there from Ring Magazine, my people. That's what happened.
So what? He lies. He lies.
Ring Magazine ain't got no credibility. They've already lied and put out propaganda for Turkey, bro.
Credibility for you.
Are we talking about the same Tio that just ducked Devin Haney once again?
Yup.
That same Tio?
The same
Well, like
Tio
the
that's making boxing
third,
great again.
or fourth time.
Pay the man his
Hold on,
money.
guys. One at a time. So the playback not messed up.
Pay the man his money, and we would have fought.
Man, he was getting paid more money than he ever made.
Again, he signed the contract, honored the contract.
It don't matter. He was getting
No,
paid
it
more.
don't matter to you. I'm going to tell you, come work for me. Come work
Exactly.
for
It
me
doesn't
for
matter to
$50
me.
an hour, and then I come back and give you $525.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
What you gonna say?
But
I'm gonna say, yo, man, you were making just $225 before, so $525 should be good enough. So shut up.
HLD, how can you still believe anything Turkey say when the nigga just sold you fake tickets to a fight?
Seriously.
Fake tickets though, bro.
Broker.
Well, your broker sold you fake tickets to a Turkey fight.
Doesn't matter to me.
To watch my money. Give a flying fuck.
Well,
don't worry about my money, baby.
No, I ain't worried about your money. I'm just, you can get scammed all day. I don't care. I'm just saying, how can you still be believing anything this man is putting out when he just put out fake tickets to an event that ain't even, we still don't know what time and where the goddamn event is.
Bro.
Man, Teofimo just literally Teofimo put on the PBC hat and said August 16th, and he ain't even fighting on the card or none of that, bro. So, like, come on, you can't believe what Teo says, bro.
Everybody with that, and you thought,
Yeah, you can, but yeah, some of that trolling leads to capping too. Some of that trolling leads to capping too, where he caps a lot. I'm pretty sure everybody on this panel has called Teofimo in several lies.
Hey, I know several lies. You don't think all of my line at some point?
Hey, real rap, all of them say something that's untrue, but some of them say it a lot more often than others, and he's one of those ones that says it a lot more often.
Teo's one of them ones.
I mean, we haven't heard a damn word from Boots because that guy's more quiet than a mouse pissing on cotton.
You really believe Boots is ducking Teo, man?
They didn't take the contract.
That is not a duck, bro. That's a dumbass fight.
Boots Ennis is just 6 months ago saying we'll take that fight in a heartbeat.
HLD, he said he was only interested in unifications. What does unify? What does
we take that fight in a heartbeat?
HLD, how come Tio ain't want to fight Boots until somebody said he had trouble making the weight?
No, that's not true because Top Rank offered them the fight before the Stanionis fight last year.
HLD, can I offer this? I think T.O. is in a bad place. He's caught between a rock and a hard place. He's messing with a promoter who don't really rock with him, who don't like the fact of how he moves and do not want to let his belt go anywhere. That's Bob. That's Bob Arum.
He's already done with Bob. You guys don't understand what happened when he signed the 3-fight deal.
He's not done with Bob.
He's still
No, he's not. He still got to pay promotional fees to Bob.
He's looking for somebody to.
His percentages goes to Bob, and he's done.
He's looking for somebody to offer him a way out. Otherwise,
so hold on. Well, yeah, we understand that, but hold on, HLD. Let me ask you a question. Then, when did he fulfill his contractual obligations to Top Rank? When was his last fight with them?
His last fight was the Claggett fight.
That was his last fight to Top Rank. So he's a free agent, is what you're essentially saying.
When he signed the 3-fight deal with Turkey, with Top Rank allowed, okay, we done with you. You owe us 3 fights that you got to pay me, a percentage of your purse, which the first one was Barboza, and whatever the next 2 fights with Turkey is. Once those 2 fights are completed and he pays them whatever percentage that is, he's done with them.
So he no longer is contractually obligated to Top Rank to fight. He's not
controlled by them. In other words, like, oh, you got to fight this guy, you got to fight that guy.
Okay, but he's still contractually obligated to them in some sort of way.
Whatever his next 2 fights are, he's got to pay whatever percentage the promoter fee is, and that's it.
Okay, so he's still under their umbrella. He's just not fighting for them.
He is now.
If you're paying a promoter fee, you're still under them. It's that simple.
No,
it's that simple. You try to do all this technical shit, and no. He's under Top Rank because he's still paying a promotional fee. He's on record saying himself that recently he still has to pay Top Rank a promotional fee. So he's still under Top Rank.
So he signed a 3-fight deal with another company just like that.
He ain't signed with Turkey? Okay, yeah. And Top Rank is still taking their promotional fee off the top. He's still with Top Rank.
That's about it.
So basically, HLD, you don't know. Is that the answer?
No, I'm telling you that he owes 2 promotional fees out of his next 2 fights, and he's done with Top Rank.
Chad Queen, what you know about Bob Arum and the fact that he covets belts and he uses them as leverage to get new talent there. You think he's going to allow that belt to walk away like Shakur did? That will only happen once in a time. It ain't striking twice.
Talk to him. That's what I'm trying to get at. And this is what I mean about Teofimo Lopez. It just appears to me, and I could be 100% wrong. It appears to me that he is looking for someone to save him. He is out here clout chasing other fighters, talking with the likes of Golden Boy and everybody else because he's looking for someone to potentially buy him out of his contract with Top Rank. Is that the gist of it?
Yes, that's what it is. He's trying to get somebody to buy him out
with Turkey. Nobody can do anything. He's got a 2-fight deal remaining with Turkey.
But that's what I'm asking you, HLD. How does he have a fight deal with Turkey if he's still under contract with Top Rank?
Because Bob probably gave him permission. Bob gave him permission.
No. What it is, Bob allowed him to go fight under
that's what I'm saying.
For 3 fights.
Yep.
He's still signed to Top Rank. He's not signed to Turkey. He just allowed him to fight 3 fights.
Permission to
I'm
fight.
looking at the website right now. He's still signed to Top Rank.
Facts.
He's still signed to Top Rank.
Yeah, you can go over here and get your money.
It's right here. It's literally right here.
You can go over there, get your money. As long as you come on home afterwards, we'll allow it.
And come on home with a belt.
So essentially what you're saying is that Top Rank is treating Teo how y'all accuse PBC of treating their fighters.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're clear.
Yo, and on top of that,
trying to be clear.
And 2 Cents already done pulling it out. Everything that they throw at PBC has been all along the case for Top Rank the whole damn time, and they ain't getting no flack for it.
I hope Top Rank and PBC start working together for real, because all the big fights they got are cross promotional, man. It's like they're forced to do business together right now because Top Rank's top guys and PBC's top guys are all in position to fight one another. I hope they start doing that shit.
Yeah, I definitely.
Well, they already started.
I second that.
They already started. They've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah, and I hope that PBC shit with Teo, everybody's calling it cap now, and that I don't believe Tom Brown it would repost Teo's business tweet just for fucking trolling reasons. Tom Brown ain't out on Twitter doing shit like that. I would be shocked if something between PBC and Teo doesn't happen in the near future. Honestly,
De La Hoya does the same shit. He'll retweet Teo.
Nah, you ain't never seen Tom Brown retweet and give nobody no fucking clout.
Yo, Jeff, what's your deal, bro? You really hate to pay PBC, man? Somebody at the PBC mess with you or your family, dog?
Scooter versus Foster, no doubt.
Yeah, essentially that's just what I was trying to get to.
You can't criticize PBC at all because that means you're just a total hater because they're perfect. Or I don't get it.
Nobody's saying that, HOD. Nobody's saying.
These promotional companies have a lot of damn flaws. All of them do.
Well, hold on, HLD, because I think that, hold on, Thomas. I think that that's the point, right, HLD? The point that we're trying to highlight is all y'all do is talk about what PBC's flaws are, completely negating the fact that Top Rank is homeless come the end of this month, completely negating the fact that DAZN is underwater and they had to get a bailout fund of $91 million from, who was that, the PIF fund? I think that these are the problems that we're having, that no one seems to mention those issues that those promotional companies are having. They strictly only mention PBC. When Turkey, again, is playing hide and go seek with the location of this fight, he's playing Where's Waldo with the date of the fight. Yet again, none of these things are being mentioned.
Hey, you guys do know that Turkey bought 10% of DAZN, right?
That's how that's how the PIF fund came about. Yes, I am aware of that.
You know, just I'm saying. So then when we say that Eddie Hearn called Turkey no, he's just protecting his business, to make sure that he lets Hitchens know that, yo, you got to play with us.
I don't know how much longer Turkey's going to be around and that PIF fund's going to be available for him.
Because the PIF fund, they're giving out money to everybody. They acting like they Oprah. You get money. All the big companies in America have been lining up to give the money.
They cut
the entertainment fund from Saudi that you're talking about?
Huh?
Is that PIL fund the entertainment fund that Saudis got? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, the $15 billion that they got. They got $15 billion just for entertainment purposes for Saudi.
And guess who was over there with their hand out?
Oh, you know that.
That somebody was over there with their hand out, and that main person being Matchroom.
PBC the only ones that don't got their hands out. Everybody else got their hands out from them.
And they the ones that's going bankrupt.
Yeah, Top Rank, Matchroom, Queensberry, Golden Boy, shit. Oscar, he done sold Ring Magazine to damn Turkey.
Oscar started twerking for that shit immediately.
It's a foreign company, but at least they do something better with it, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, he upgrade, Turkey upgraded Ring Magazine for sure, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he upgraded it in the sense to where he uses, mispropaganda with that shit to where it rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
I don't think he upgraded them. I think he made them less trustworthy, and now it's like a joke because, like you said, he uses it to promote propaganda. So that used to be called the Bible of boxing, if I'm not mistaken. And now it's just like you can't really believe anything. You got to go double check, triple check, and everything else to even make sure the information on there is valid now.
I don't believe.
No, but Ring Magazine.
So basically can't. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I don't believe.
Go ahead, buddy. I just wanted to say that Ring Magazine was about to become irrelevant. That's about it.
Yeah, basically, he just went from Sierra Mist to Starry, dog. I said he just rebranded it.
It was about to go from almost irrelevant to now no one trusted at all. So, really, what's the difference?
Yeah,
exactly. It's just a propaganda machine.
You see, I was trying to go to sleep, but I was woke. My sleep was disturbed.
They're all bought. They're no different than MSNBC, CNN, Fox. They're all bought out by the big boys. They're all bought out.
Yeah. What's up, No Cap?
Yeah, see, Boots is reaching the level of stardom to where this is what come with the territory. He on the Tank Davis. He on the Tank Davis plan now, where he ducking everybody. Everybody want him to do this. He go left, they say go right. He go left, he go right, they say go left.
Heavy
You know what I'm saying? No matter what he do, they gonna have a problem with what he do because he got shine. When you shining, that's how people treat you.
Well, once you can start selling tickets for your fights, it's very rare in boxing that happens. So once you get to that point, that shit's gonna happen every single time.
But see, I think that's where a lot of people get it confused. And by no means, y'all, I'm not trying to disrespect any boxer. My point is, all of a sudden now with Turkey in the game, people are forgetting their place. These A-side fighters, they worked for that shit. Why now all of a sudden does it feel like these B-side fighters are holding them at gunpoint just for them to fight them?
Because camera phones became a big thing.
Yep, no, cell phones. I think it's cell phones. It's fucking social media. Now the A side doesn't, their A side doesn't hold as strong because you got fucking goofies all over the internet bigging up the beta male and fucking wanting the B side to get his fair share when this ain't that. That ain't how this goes. When you can't sell fucking tickets to your fight, you're supposed to do what the A side, the top dog, tells you to do to get the fight. You beat him, now you got some juice. That's how this game works.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's how I grew up on it.
Yep.
But that's the problem with Turkey. There's no A side. He's gonna pay you top dollar, and you don't got to worry about pay-per-view, selling tickets, none of that shit.
Yeah, why Turkey doing all the extra shit to try to get a lot of the A side guys over? Like Canelo, he's overpaying Canelo just to be over there. Let alone like he's doing anything possible to try to get Tank over there. You know what I mean? Like he's look at him. He's saying that he don't want no more Tom and Jerry fights. He tired of paying these overpaid B-side ass fighters that don't want to fight, that don't want to entertain the fans. You know what I mean? And he wants some real hitters in there. And a lot of these B-side fighters that he been overpaying, they ain't no real hitters.
And don't get it twisted. He want a major part of that PIF fund to go actually to a certain product, if you know what I mean. He's over there trying to leverage that.
Return on investment. People think that they just want to light money on fire and it don't matter. Turkey, they got money for days, so let's just keep lighting it on fucking fire. The person that's in charge of giving that money out to get people to Saudi is not interested in keep losing money like that. Not a fucking chance.
And the proof of that is, the proof, shut the hell up.
They need to get Turkey on the phone.
The proof of that is that they're now charging for press conferences. Where they do that at?
That's
because they ain't been making money.
Exactly. That's my point. So how much money do Turkey really have to his available to him to play with? If all of a sudden now you're going back on what you tell the fighters, HLD said it. Now you're telling T.O. you're giving him a different amount than what you promised them. You're charging people to come to a press conference. How much money do you still have available? Y'all still running around here talking about Turkey's giving them the biggest bag. How?
Hey, Todd.
Tomorrow about this charging for the press conference.
That's what I heard too.
What you say?
Turkey's charging $70 for the New York presser.
For the press conference.
What you say?
They bought that. You see that ring belt? They cost $140,000.
Yeah, he charging $70 for the New York presser.
Yes, he is charging. Thank Father.
No, that's official. He's definitely charging.
Because all the YouTube, all the content creators there, all them, they go make money off the YouTube views. So Turkey charging them.
That's true.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Do your own fucking
research. Are you dead ass?
Not listen to any YouTuber making videos talking about anything. Do your own fucking research. That's
part of the
business.
That's a business now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why these fighters think they're more popular than they are because they got YouTubers dick riding them, making videos about them, and they think that equals buying star power when it don't. It don't translate to ticket sales. And all other shit in the real world. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do the groundwork because they don't know how to for one. So they want to clout chase on somebody else that's already doing it.
Well, clout chasing is a part of the business, is what I've just been told. That clout chasing is a part of the business. So I guess that comes with the territory, is what I've been told. Instead of building up your own name like Abdullah or like Tank, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these other guys, I guess they feel like they have to attach themselves to someone else, but then they get mad when they're compared to that someone else.
Let me give you the words of the former president of the WBO, Don Paco Valcárcel. This is his saying: "The business of boxing is not the business of the fans. Period. There's so much shit that goes behind the scenes, and I'm telling you, there's so much a lot that we'll never really understand. This stew of a whole bunch of shit in it, because there's so many moving pieces, we'll never understand it, you know. And so that's just the way it is. We're gonna get as much as they want us to know, and what we know is because they want us to know that, but not the truth, and that comes from anybody and everybody's mouth, you know.
Yo,
so
but how can,
because that's what they want us to know.
that's a fact, but how come it's only acceptable and believable when it comes from everybody except the PBC?
The PBC, exactly.
That's the only problem I have with it.
I don't know.
Right. And even furthermore, what gets me about it too.
Whatever the fuck, I think they may be all good and they may be all bad to one point or another. I already stated my case with PBC. Too many damn pay-per-views for shitty fights, and a lot of their fighters are shoved for too long. Outside of that, their production, whenever they do whatever fights they're doing, it's top notch. You can't complain about it. But other than that, I mean,
but you don't have to buy the PBC fight. But you don't have to buy the PBC fight. I don't understand when people complain about the PBC fights. Don't buy it and just watch it when it comes out late. Like, I don't understand that. You don't have to buy the fight. Nobody got a gun to your head. So
I have never bought a Tank fight except for one, because it was in a group fight that everybody wanted to see, the Tank versus Ryan Garcia. Other than that, I've never watched a Tank fight live because I don't care for his shitty fight.
But you would spend $110 on a turkey card?
Yeah.
Turkey giving the people the fights they want to see.
Really?
Show you right.
And what fight is that? What fight is Turkey giving you that you want to see, HLD?
If it was going to be coming up, I was hoping it was going to be Boots and Teo.
Nobody tried to freeze out blood.
Name a fight that he has given you, a fight that you wanted to see, HLD. You ain't answering the question.
Undisputed at 175, did we not?
What you saying?
Nobody was making that fight. If it wasn't for Turkey, we wouldn't have seen Bibble versus Better Beef.
Yeah, because listen, y'all act like people not make. Why didn't they make the fight?
Like you guys are blindly on hatred. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not hating on anybody. I listen. Just because I have criticisms and critiques is not hate. People got to grow up with that.
Whatever you want to call it, I'm not gonna go on that side like that.
Hold on.
Let her finish, HLD.
What? You said you only bought one Tank fight, and I'm asking you, okay, you only bought one Tank fight, but you paid $110 to support the Turkey cards, and you were extremely disappointed and upset. And I'm saying, how could you try to shit on PBC? Be like, oh, I ain't paid for, I only bought one Tank fight, but then you got shitted on paying $110 trying to buy Turkey cards. PBC has the better products. Just see, this is the thing people don't realize. Just because something is cheaper, it doesn't mean that it's better. People spend their time and their money where they see value. It don't matter if it's $200, $300. If people value something, they're going to pay that for it. Lowering the price of the pay-per-views did absolutely nothing. It didn't make more people watch. It didn't make more people buy them. It didn't do anything. What was the point of it?
But it's just like you said, you buy what you want. I don't care for none of the Globetrotter fights that Tank be doing. I don't care for none of those Globetrotter fights. None at all.
I don't come Globetrotter fights, yo. You terrible, yo.
I can't.
Hey, hold on.
Better be. Nobody brought that fight. Nobody wanted to see that.
Hey, HLD, did you pay for the weekend of HLD? Did you pay for Ryan and Rolly and Canelo and Skull that weekend?
Right, I bought it as a package. It was $90 and like whatever with the fees and everything, like 110.
Did you get your money?
So when do? Yeah.
Oh no, man! I never want to see Devin Haney ever again.
Okay, that's one fight. What about the Ryan and Rolly and the Teo and Barbosa?
Teo ain't looked that good on that card either.
Nobody looked good on that card. They was all them fights was all ass.
It was a chicken shit fight. I didn't see a guy running around.
That shit was PBC put on way better fights. They got fight of the year with Morrell and Benavidez. These two young motherfuckers in their prime in a war.
HLD, you got a heavy bias, bro, and I see it. And you entitled to that. You
Heavy
entitled
capper.
to it.
I
You
gotta
entitled to it.
love it. I absolutely
Yeah,
love it.
like
So that when they do put good fights, they put them on, and when they don't, I don't care for them.
You want to watch the whack ass fights in Saudi
entitled.
Arabia? That's what you want to do. Hey, this is what you need to do. You need to go put on the turban.
Stop
Take
it.
your ass to Saudi Arabia.
We're not doing all
No,
that.
we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna
Come
do
on, no.
Whole turkey
Come on,
hand.
no cap. Come on, no
You don't even
cap.
pay for shit.
Whole turkey hand.
You don't
Watch
even
some
pay
boring
for
ass
shit.
fights over there.
You don't
Hey,
even
no-
pay for shit.
no
Y'all
cap.
like
I
Turkey
heard
doing
somebody
something
saying-
great, though. He
You
ain't
don't
doing
even
nothing
Come
but
on,
putting
no
on
cap, yo.
skepticism.
Come on. Chill
No
out,
cap.
bro.
I heard somebody saying Sugar Rolly Romero the other day.
I know, because they know Sugar Roll. Because I done made that
Women hating
popular.
on Sugar Rolly. What they gonna do when Sugar Rolly be unified? What they gonna say? He's still gonna
I
be
said
trash.
who gonna reign?
Yeah, they gonna
Who
still
gonna
hate on
reign?
Rolly.
Trash.
Future Hall of Famer Sugar Rolly.
When
Who gonna
Rolly's
reign
smoking
supreme
on their
at
favorite
147?
pack,
So
then you'll
hold
know.
on. No cap. You think Rolly gonna reign supreme at 147?
When
You think
Rolly
when
fool
the
around and
smoke
beat
clear?
Brian Norman.
You got
Will
a
the
chance
smoke
against
clear,
any of
Curry
them.
Rolly?
I think he got a clear path. I think he could beat the winner of the Pacquiao and Barrios fight.
You think either
He
one
could
of
be
them
a
winners,
future
he
Hall
could
of
beat
Famer.
him?
Can
You
he
got
beat
a
Brian
chance
Norman?
against anybody.
Can he beat
We
Brian
saw that
Norman?
old man beat
I don't know. That's gonna be the ultimate test for Brian Norman. Is Sugar Rolly.
We saw
You got a chance
He that
against
beat Norman is
anybody.
Sugar Rolly.
Hold on, one at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
Why
One
do
at a time.
y'all keep bringing up that old man like he ain't knocked the next person out he fought in the first round?
I know. He literally got hands of stone. My man
Like, I don't understand.
cracking.
Well, the guy who knocked out
Yo,
Jen
but with
Psaki first,
Valverde,
he knocked out that old man, Hiroka. He just knocked
yeah,
out.
the Japanese guy, right?
I don't know if he knocked him out, but he beat him.
Yeah, no, he knocked him out. He knocked him out.
Yeah, Hiroka. He knocked out Jen Psaki before.
Exactly. Hiroka was the guy who last defeated Sasaki like 8 fights
Jen
ago.
Psaki already been stopped?
Yes,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Come
But
on.
wait a minute.
yeah,
Hold
by
on.
Hiroka.
I want to
Yeah,
address
Hiroka stopped him.
Hold on. Dank Father. If all his contemporaries can call him trash, they won't fight him, though.
I think Brody different beast at 47.
Dank Father.
Including his favorite fighter.
Yeah.
Dank Father hates anything or anybody that Tank has fought, anything that Tank has done. That dude hates to the fucking core, kind of like HLD.
Who, Dank Father?
Yep.
I bet you.
Yeah, Dank Father.
I bet you Rolly don't fight until he gets elevated.
No, yeah. Well,
You notice that two people Tank knocked out as champions at 147.
That's
Two
what I'm
people
saying.
that Tank knocked
That's
out
what I'm saying.
is champions at 147.
Coming in
Josh
hot.
Taylor could even beat a bum.
Coming
Josh
in
Taylor could even
hot.
beat a no-name
That
bum
shit
who ain't even
hurts their
ranked.
heart.
All right,
No
hold
cap.
on, y'all. No cap. I mean, Dank Father, what's up?
Why y'all up here capping?
Man, Dank Father, you been in the comments super capping. You new era up here, man.
2 cents.
Dang, your boy ain't fighting him.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What am I capping about? PBC did not try to freeze Bud out. Are we really going to do this right now?
How did they freeze Bud out when he re-signed the top rank?
When they put up the welterweight, the state of the welterweight division, and they were saying that they didn't even consider the WBO as an official world title. Was that not a freeze out?
They weren't the only one who did that, though.
Was that not a freeze out?
That wasn't a PBC thing, though.
That was a reaction from what the other section of
Why
body
y'all up
tried
here
to do.
capping like this?
When they try to say the WBA didn't matter, so they responded back.
Who said the WBA didn't matter? Who?
It was
Remember they took him off a box rec.
Yeah, they took him off a box rec. They took WBA off a box rec. You can't see no WBA champion in a box rec.
Okay, so y'all trying to say Turkey did that, right?
I don't know who did it. Somebody did it.
Because I heard that had connections with Turkey, but the WBA has a deal with Turkey Al-Sheikh exclusively. So how does that work?
Who said that? Nobody up here said that.
No, this is the correlation. I know what he's talking about. I've heard that talking point before. That's what I'm saying. They're saying because the Turkey got a beef with BoxRec, or the BoxRec don't count the WBA no more. Some crap like that. That's what I was talking about.
BoxRec doesn't
Dang,
recognize
how
the
did PBC try to freeze out?
They did try to freeze Bud out. Let's not cap, man. Let's not cap. Did Earl not have to go behind his team's back to make that fight?
They made an offer. He agreed, and then he pulled out and fought another nigga. How's that cat trying to freeze him out?
with zero guaranteed dollars. Everybody else can get guaranteed dollars, but Bud Crawford, right?
That don't even
Sometimes
make
you gotta
sense.
bet on yourself,
How
bro.
was that even believable? How was that
When they
One
were
at a
gonna
believable?
fight in
time. One at a
November of
time. One at a time.
2022, the deal was zero
I'm not about to
guaranteed
argue about
dollars.
this, bro. That
That
don't even
what?
make sense.
Say that again.
That don't even make sense, bro.
They
Oh my
didn't
goodness.
offer him
It was
zero.
that was one of the offers. They put up zero guaranteed dollars for both of the fighters, not just Bud.
That's
It
a
was for
fact.
both of
That's
them.
a fact.
So then what's the problem?
What you mean? What's the problem?
It was for
How was
both
that
of
trying
Bet
them.
to
on
freeze them
yourself
out?
and make all the
How was
money.
that trying to
It
freeze
was
them out?
zero up front and get paid all of the back end.
Y'all
Bet
know.
on yourselves.
I don't know why y'all up here capping. Y'all know what that was, man. Y'all know what that was,
How
man.
was it something if they offered it to both of them?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's the only way that it would be a zero guarantee if that back end percentage is high. That's supposed to then cover
Very high.
everything.
And that's listen, bro. They didn't want to lose money. The shit only did 700K. It wasn't as big as fight as everybody was saying, and they already fucking knew that.
Hey, Dank,
They
and then
already know this shit, bro. They
It
just let
wasn't as
us
big as
argue
they thought
about
it
it.
was, or as everybody here on the YTBC thought it was gonna be. It didn't
Yeah.
sell like that. It didn't.
No, because they didn't buy it neither. Fucking
No,
out here
Earl made
capping.
the fight, and he carried the fight for us, the promo and
I think
everything.
once Terrence dipped, I think that really messed up the interest of the fight. Like once he dipped off and went to fight Avanesian, I really think that messed up the interest of the fight. Like because it killed the momentum of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it had all this interest, all this momentum, and it's like Terrence
Right.
just took a pin and popped the balloon.
But
Because even I was like, just move up. I was like, forget it, just don't even fight him.
even
You know what I'm
before
saying?
that, they were dicking
That
around
part,
back
that
and
part,
forth.
I
This is
agree
gonna
with.
happen. It's not gonna happen. I think we went on like 2 years that the fight was gonna happen and not happen before.
I think people just got their expectations messed up. He did double.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on.
He did double what Earl Spence normally do.
Yeah, hold
Griffin,
on.
I hate
You
to mute you. I
know,
hate
we
to
gotta
mute
set
you.
the
I hate
record
to
straight.
mute you. Hold on. So Isaiah said that Bud might have beaten Spence, but Spence is still more popular. Do you agree
I
with
was
that,
going for
Father?
Spence.
No, no one cares. Cash Crypto,
It
what's
doesn't
up?
matter, bro. If
Hey.
they don't spend money, who gives a damn who's more famous?
All right, calm down.
I was
No,
going
Bud is more famous right now. He got the juice.
Hold up. Cash got the floor. What's up, Cash?
Yeah, dang, man, you cap too much, nigga. Look, I'm gonna set
Oh
the
my
record
goodness.
straight.
Oh my
Bud
goodness.
got a couple offers that with guaranteed money that he turned down. He wanted more guaranteed money, and then they went to the no guarantee for both, and then he got a contract and pulled out of it, nigga. So quit running around with your false facts, nigga. Spreading hate, boy.
And Cash, then he agreed and then dipped.
Those are the
Agreed
facts,
and
nigga. So
then
you do
dipped.
your homework before you get to capping online, nigga.
Hey, but
nigga.
can I ask you this?
They was lowering his market
I just
value,
gave you the
saying
facts, nigga. So you come up
it
here
don't
capping
matter
talking
what
he
you
about no
blew
said.
his market
guarantees.
Hold
No,
on,
you
value,
hold
bro.
don't.
on,
You
hold
full
on,
of
hold
shit. You
on.
Like
lying,
I
One
nigga.
at a
said,
time. One
they
at a
was
You full
time.
of
freezing out
shit, little
Bud.
nigga.
Nigga, we all saw the fight when they put
You
up the
full of
graphic
shit, little nigga. So
and
quit
they
running
wasn't
around
acknowledging
capping.
the WBA, the WBO, nigga. So
And
stop
then
that
That didn't
after
have
capping, nigga.
he
nothing to
beat
do with
Errol
Bud
up,
That had
though.
everything to do with it. How you not
after
acknowledging
he
the
beat
other champions?
Errol,
How you not
beat
acknowledging the other
Errol, shut up,
champions?
little nigga. Damn, you too
Nigga, shut
emotional
the
right
fuck
now.
up. You
After
the
he
most
beat
emotional
Errol,
pussy
nigga, they
ass nigga
still
up
try
here,
to
nigga.
offer
Shut the
Bud
fuck
more
up.
fights.
One
So
at
how
a
are you
time,
freezing
bro.
out a nigga that you offering fights? You don't make no sense,
Nigga,
dog.
if you giving up niggas bullshit offers, what does that mean, nigga?
You just said no
How am I
guarantee money, and that's
freezing you
not
out if
true,
I'm
nigga.
giving you
So
an
like,
offer,
come
bro?
up with
Hold
a
on,
better
hold on, hold
story.
on. How
Like I
can I
said,
be
With a better
freezing
story,
you out
nigga.
if
nigga,
I'm
we
giving
all
you an
saw them niggas
offer?
try to freeze that nigga
Come up
out.
with a better
How am I
story, nigga.
freezing you out if I'm giving you an offer, bro? Either I'm
Stop
freezing
going
you
all over the
out
place. That's
or
not what
I'm
I'm
giving
talking
you an
about.
offer.
I'm
Which
talking about how
am
they
I
were
freezing
lowering
Nah,
you
his
that's
into
market
real
an
value
offer?
shit,
anytime the
though.
Moving
fight
the
came up.
Hold
goalposts,
up,
They were
nigga.
y'all. One
saying
at
the
a
fight was
time.
bullshit. Nigga, stop all that capping, nigga. Just cause y'all the same niggas up here talking about Butters on Snap. Cause y'all niggas pissed cause he whooped
You
that
gonna
nigga
go
Is
Spence
around
he
the
not
ass.
world
on
now,
Snack?
nigga?
Y'all niggas
Stick
is
Is
to
that not on
stick to
Snack?
one
Hold on,
script,
hold on,
nigga,
hold
because you
on.
get beat
Wait a
up
second.
sometimes.
Stop the
Wait a
cap.
second, Dank
Y'all
Father. I
all
want you to answer.
compromising
Dank
emotional,
Father.
nigga, cause he
Dank
beat
Father.
Spence ass,
Nigga all
nigga.
over the place like a cheap hooker,
Okay,
man.
I'm
Come
not
on,
gonna
man.
ask
Do one
again.
thing.
I'm not gonna ask again. So, Dank Father, I want you to answer this question for me then. If he's not on Snack or he's not not on anything. Why did Bomac say they have a scientist in that camp?
Oh my God, you caught that too, Jab Queen?
Why?
Say what?
Why do they have a scientist in their camp?
Why does Boots have a scientist in his camp?
No. I asked you about Bud. We're talking about Bud.
How did Boots know he was?
Nigga, you ain't about to talk over me.
Start calling these goofy niggas NASA. Never a straight
Hey,
answer.
well, since you ain't about to let him talk, let him listen.
That to myself. I heard that like
Thank
what?
Father. The question is why
never a straight answer.
Does Boots have a scientist in his camp? We were talking about Boots. You accused us of saying Boots is on snack. So I'm asking you, if he's not on anything, why does he have a scientist in his camp? You don't answer a question with another question.
I gave you a rebuttal. I gave you a rebuttal.
No, you didn't. You answered my question with another question. You don't do that.
All these guys have scientists in their camp.
I never heard of one with a scientist in their camp.
So how
answer the question? Answer the question.
What kind of test did they just run for Boots to come out and say, "Yo,
you running from the question? Answer the question, bro.
Thank Father.
Nigga,
we're not
like
about to diddy bop and flip flop.
All fighters have specialists in their team.
I didn't say specialists. I said a scientist.
Scientists, doctors. It don't matter. It's all the same thing. What are y'all talking about?
No, the hell it's not.
No, it's not, because Bomac said they got a scientist, nutritionist, and a doctor.
Okay. So,
y'all
niggas, you know what? I think don't even ladies caught that when he said it.
Y'all really being pathetic right now.
How?
Y'all really that mad? Bud won?
Nah, I'm not mad.
Still ain't answer the damn question.
You going all over the
place. Still ain't answer the damn question. You all over the place.
You're not about to answer that question, so let me ask you a different one.
All these fighters have scientists in their camp. All these niggas is going the extra mile
I said, thank
to run
Father,
these tests.
I never heard of any fighter having a scientist in their camp. That was all
and I'm telling you right
Who's
now.
the scientist in Tank's camp? Who's the scientist in Boots' camp?
Boots just came out and said the doctors ran the tests.
That's a doctor.
Said, I've been performing at
Don't do
30%.
that. Thank Father, we're not going to do that. He went to the doctor, an actual damn doctor, and that is what his physician told him, not a scientist. Don't play word spaghetti with me, thank Father.
How you know it wasn't a scientist?
Nigga, he said his doctor at his doctor's office. People get physicals. You a grown man. I hope you get physicals.
Like I said, all these guys have doctors and specialists, and they all running the same test.
Father. You reaching for the stars. No, you be trying to reflect in the...
Benavidez was on snack. Benavidez was on snack.
This nigga right here. What do Benavidez got to do with Bud Crawford? You're the one that said Bud Crawford is on snack. We're talking about Bud
I said
Crawford,
y'all on the panel
gloves.
are the same ones complaining about Bud being on snack, trying to accuse him and put a cheating jacket on him.
And then I asked you a question. I asked you a simple question. You started going all around the board, deflecting and rejecting.
I didn't go around no board, Queen.
Yes, you did.
I said
you started throwing it at us,
the answer
you started throwing it at everybody else for answering my damn question.
The answer is all these fighters have specialists and scientists running all type of tests so they could perform at the highest of their ability.
Okay, so I see you went to the school of Bill Haney, because that ain't an answer to my damn question.
That is the answer of the question.
Bill Haney Jr. That's
the answer of the question.
This is ridiculous, Father. Do better, yo. Do better.
Queen, I want to bail out, but before I do, I want to say thank you for having me on the show.
Always HLD.
I'm glad you caught that, because I clipped that segment of
HLD, man.
Scientists, I clipped it myself also. I was about to put it out. Real quick, to anybody who cares, John Jones is now officially retired, and Espinal has now been moved up to heavyweight champ.
Well,
that's what's up.
Don't be ducking.
Have a good night, baby.
Hey, good night, everybody.
Hey, let me know when Theo make boxing great again.
Peace, bro.
Yeah, so damn silly.
Thomas is stupid.
I can't help it, bro. Nigga said Boots ducking his ass, dog. I'm sorry, dog. Hey,
that's nasty work.
Dang, you know you my guy, dog. I got
hold on. Isaiah, what's up?
Yo, I just want to come up here and tell Dank Father that if he don't believe Snack,
we're not gonna make this an attack on Dank Father tonight. He's already down bad.
I
ain't down bad at all.
He's down real bad, baby. But you still ain't got an answer to my question.
Y'all all sound bitter.
Dank, hold on, Dank, because Jermel Charlo, when he made that interview recently, he said Snack is a legal steroid. They're right here on the top with steroids, and they're on the bottom to where steroids are illegal. So it's a legal steroid. And then for you to say that Boots is got whatever, a chemist or whatever the fuck you said, you clearly didn't see that he said doctor. I mean, I don't know, bro. I guess maybe you're off the dank. I don't know. I don't know. Bullshit, bro.
Y'all niggas playing
He's the
semantics.
father of it.
Y'all know exactly what the nigga was talking about, my nigga. When he said that they ran the tests and shit.
But bro,
How you know it was a regular doctor?
Because he said the doctor ran the
They
test.
probably ran a
How do you know it
12-panel
was a
blood
regular
test because
doctor?
that's what these.
So now we just
literally-
assuming. So now we assuming that he in some damn
That's
sort of
what
lab.
y'all doing.
No, we're not.
That's
We're going
what
by the
y'all
words
doing
of
with us.
Bomac.
Assuming,
No, we're not.
Just assuming.
What are we
The
assuming?
man ain't never
What are we
test
assuming?
dirty. So how he got this cheating jacket
You
on?
the one that
Kinda
came up
hard
here
to
and said
test
Terrence
dirty.
Crawford was on
I
steroids.
said
Nobody
all
up
of
here
y'all are the
said that
ones
today.
that keep putting the jacket on Bud.
It's kind of hard to test dirty when you get exemptions and shit because you're now anemic and everything else that Victor Conte labels him to be. All out of the blue, might I add that. Literally, he ain't been anemic his whole life. Medical records, he ain't had no problem with that shit. Now you get with Victor, and all of a sudden he's anemic. It allows you to get around fucking showing your tests and results and taking tests. It's literally some bullshit, bro.
It just sounds like an excuse to
What
duck
it
the
does
drug
is
test.
once
Ain't
you get
Mario
that
Barrios
therapeutic
on
use,
snack?
Yeah, bro.
Mario
Throwing out
Barrios
a
on
whole bunch
snack,
of
huh?
names.
So that's what we do. We deflect.
Mario Barrios on
Yes.
snack,
Mario
huh?
Anybody
Barrios
who
ain't rolling
snack
with a scientist though, bro.
bro.
He just getting
Mario
a
Barrios
supplement.
on snack?
That's fine, Mario
Dang,
Barrios.
you
Okay.
said your boy.
All
You
right.
said
No,
your boy.
I'm just pointing out
They're
how
all cheaters,
how
bro.
compromised they
Hold
are.
on. Let him finish. Let
That's why I
Dankfather
brought up the
finish with
button
his
snack
rant.
shit. That's why I brought up the button snack shit to show you how you guys are compromised.
How
That's what I
exactly are
I'm
brought
the
we
it
one
up
that's
for.
Talking
talking
compromised?
about. I
about it.
just said he's a
Nobody is
cheater.
talking about blood and snack. What are you talking about, bro?
Who cares?
Like I said, I
Dankfather,
brought it up as a point to show you guys you're all
this nigga got
compromised.
the goalpost on wheels,
Wait,
man.
Dang, who you are, dog? I know you just didn't group me.
Cash.
Put the
Damn, I'm
kickstand
like
down and stick to one
taping.
motherfucking topic, nigga. You getting
Hey,
cooked.
but
You
Whatever,
getting
nigga.
cooked
that's
while
cool,
you
You the
Dang. But
fucking
most
you
you the
said,
most
around, nigga.
emotional nigga up here, nigga.
You
hey,
keep
but
jumping from
Dang,
topic to topic because
Try
your
to
ass
act like
getting
you ain't
cooked,
tanked
nigga.
out, but nigga, we be seeing your ass. You tanked out more than everybody.
Shit,
Get the
Tank
fuck
better
out of
go
here.
get with Victor if Lamont's with Memo. Do what the fuck's right by it.
Here y'all
Go get
niggas
you a
go. Here
nah,
scientist.
Stop being pathetic, man.
But you see,
Okay,
what I
shut
don't
your bitch
understand is
ass up.
Now
what.
people pathetic.
Yo,
Dankfather,
What
come
I
D1,
don't
on.
understand is
D1, I already told you. We know you the biggest meat writer out of everybody. We
Oh
Yo,
my
saw you.
Tank,
goodness.
Wait, we
Tank,
saw you.
Tank.
Wait,
Hey,
You
Lee.
know
hold on.
you just gonna
Hold
Why
come
do
on.
out
people
and,
think
and
they
We
say
can
saw
just
some
your
do
One
DeZone
at
anything,
a
blasphemy like
man?
login.
I
that.
time.
don't
Yo,
understand
We
it.
one
saw your
at a
DeZone
time.
login.
One at a
BTG
time.
over everyone forever at gmail.com. Don't do that.
So what,
I saw
Goofy?
your
It's there for you to see, you goofy fuck. I
nigga,
don't give a
you're
fuck what
40
you're
and your
talking
email
about.
says
You
Javante
fucking
Davis at
weirdo hater.
gmail.com. That's
Fuck is you
pathetic.
talking about,
That's
bro?
pathetic.
Okay, all right.
It's
That's
fucking
pathetic.
what? It's a
D1, calm
fucking
That's
down.
ghost
pathetic.
email to my fucking account. What are you talking about? It's
Why
a
do you have an
fucking
email
bullshit
that says
email.
BTD over everyone at
So fucking
gmail.com?
what? So what?
That's pathetic.
You're
That's
pathetic
pathetic.
and fucking broke
You can't
too.
call
What
nobody
the
a meat
fuck is you
writer.
talking about?
Hey,
You came up here capping for
I have
All
Bud
no
right,
Name
all
emails with
right,
like
all
none
a
of
right,
my
all right,
fucking
favorite
guys.
fighters
goofy.
in them,
Tone
dog.
it
Fuck is you
down. Tone
talking
it
You
down.
can't
about?
talk.
I'll throw y'all asses in the
You
back. I
can't
know
nah,
y'all
talk.
go
gotta
to the
calm
we got
down.
go
You
D1.
to
can't
the
talk.
Little
cornfield. Go to the
goofy fucking
cornfield.
lame.
You can't
Okay,
talk.
so we're
So
gonna
don't
do
call
this.
nobody a
For real, bro. You came up here on some clown
Y'all
shit,
gotta
bro.
calm down, bro. Y'all gotta calm down.
Can I
One
ask
at a
Straight clown
time.
time.
Ty?
Go ahead, Thomas.
Can I ask Dank one question? You
If
said
he'll answer, because we know he not answering no questions.
oh, he gonna answer this one because
Hank
this
acting
one
like he don't snack.
Dank on snack. He got them Scooby snacks. Yo,
D1, you
Dank.
take snack, right?
Yeah,
Oh, come
Okay,
motherfucker.
so
on,
shut the
Dank.
fuck
Come
up.
Cause it
Here
on.
we
works.
Shut
go
the fuck
again,
up.
y'all.
Cause
I'm
it
gonna throw y'all
works.
asses in the back. Go ahead,
Shut
Thomas,
up.
with your
Fucking
question.
weirdo.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
take snack.
you
Yeah, thank
you
you, bro.
said
I
that
don't.
it was a zero down payment on the fight between he and Spence that he declined. It was no guarantee. Yet and the other day he was was talking about he's the biggest risk taker he is, because there's no big payout without taking big risk. How come the Mickey Freaky didn't want to get that big payout? Why did he duck up out of that fight to go fight David Abanesian after agreeing. How did he get froze out when he did all the freezing in the whole goddamn process? I just want to know.
And let me throw this in there too before you respond, not to cut y'all off. But the reason why it got to zero guarantee was because it had got closer. It was getting closer and closer than they was trying to make the fight. So he kept bullshitting with the offer back and forth to the point where it was like, all right, at this point, y'all just gonna have to get paid on the back end. Because it's
but you
taking
can't leave out the fact that he got a $5 million guarantee offer and a $10 million guarantee offer, but he wanted $25 million guaranteed. That's why the guarantees went away and they went to no guarantees, all back end money. That's what really happened. So you got these guys who run around with this narrative that they heard there was no guarantees, and then they run with that. That was bullshit. That's not reality.
Hey, Jab Queen, I'm gonna fall off so this Mickey Freaky Thomas can come up here. He got to explain himself.
Damn,
don't worry. My new email, is dankfather@gmail.com. You like that shit?
Hey, D1, you my boy, but I'm just telling you, you can't call nobody a meat writer.
I didn't call you a meat writer. Fuck is you talking about? You're putting words into my mouth. I didn't call you a meat writer, Goofy. I called you a Goofy.
What your email is?
Yeah, my email now is dankfather@gmail.com.
Yes,
What are you talking about?
D-Free, yes. You got an email with any of your favorite fighters in your email address?
What is your point,
What the fuck? What are you talking about?
My point is, he can't call nobody no meat
I
riders.
never called you a meat writer. What are you talking about? I never called you that.
I could have swore that's what you just
said. Yeah,
said.
I know you could have swore, but you probably shouldn't have because nobody fucking called you shit. My new email is dankfatherthegoofy@gmail.com.
We'll do it.
Hit
I
me up.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, I got you.
Y'all niggas crazy.
Are y'all finished with this foolishness? I mean, really?
Yeah, that nigga
Who
got
gives a
cooked.
damn?
Cooked that nigga
I
quick.
got cooked. Nigga,
I gave you the facts, bro. You got cooked off of facts.
Like I said before, nigga, I wasn't even talking
somebody's
about that.
frozen out
Before
when they
that,
got
nigga,
an offer,
you
bro.
saw all the signs, nigga, when they was freezing butt out, nigga. Stop the cap.
No, bro. That's not the real.
Al Heyman and them never wanted to make the fight, nigga. You know that, nigga.
Maybe that's because Bud Crawford went over there like he's somebody goddamn forensic accountant asking to see books and all that other goofy ass shit. Like he deserves to see
for
it.
Spence the whole time, nigga. But
Let's not leave that
I'm
shit
gonna
out.
tell the truth.
I won't want to do business with his ass either. Who the hell would you come over here asking me to see my books?
And y'all disdain for Bud is so bad, y'all throwing a fucking cheating jacket.
The fight has been over for over a year, bro.
Talk about Bud and Snack and he's a cheater, this and that.
Bro, the fight been over a year.
Your obsession of Spence losing, nigga. That's where all that bullshit stemmed from.
See, I didn't care that Spence lost. I'm a Boots fan, bro.
I've been watching boxing since the early 80s. And like, come on, man. Spence ain't the first person I like watching boxing lose, bro. Nigga. Like, get real. Grow up, little nigga. You could tell you a young nigga with a fucking view like that, bro.
The bottom line is this. The bottom line is this, thank Father. You still ain't answered my question. Why do they have a scientist in their camp?
Like I said, all these fighters.
Name me another fighter that got a scientist in their camp.
Yep.
A scientist, not a doctor, not a nutritionist, a scientist.
Isn't a nutritionist the type of scientist? Don't they do science?
No, baby, we not. I told you don't play with me. I told you don't play with me today.
Now we're playing semantics.
Come on, stop.
Yeah, we playing semantics.
Stop it. Y'all gotta stop this.
Nah, Dank, what you got to do, bro?
We don't say things like that over here. I know you ain't talking to me. Akilo, we don't do stuff like that on this channel. Don't you ever.
Dank, you gotta just look at some of the facts. Like we know for a fact that Shane Mosley, he never tested positive. But we know for a fact that he was taking EPO and Victor Conte showed him how to hold on, little nigga. Victor Conte showed him how to inject EPO and he was doing the cream. So we know these dudes can get by these tests on these drugs. And so that's why I'm saying when you got these dudes that are fucking with Victor and their body go through some crazy transformation, it's just a red flag, nigga. Or you if you don't see it as a red flag, you just being gullible because one of your favorite fighters was over there. But I'm looking at it like I'm trying to look at it like objectively, like the shit ain't right. When you go from a skinny frame to a bodybuilder frame in a short amount of time, nigga. If you've ever worked out, my nigga, that's not an easy thing to do.
Look at Devin body.
Facts.
Facts.
It's not an easy thing to do, bro. I've done it. I've done it without drugs, and I've done it with all types of different PEDs. So I know how easy it is to get in shape when you on these fucking things.
It is very hard to do. I've worked out my whole life. You can't just be making body transformations like they do. This shit is fucking. You're doing it with the aid of help, straight up.
So
and that's
why did
all that
your
we're
boy?
trying to say, thank Father. That's it. I mean, it's not really that deep. That's all we're trying to say. And the fact that you still can't answer why he has a scientist in his camp lets me know everything I need to know. That you're not really willing to accept reality or the truth.
Like I said, all these fighters go the extra mile.
You still dancing, you diddy bopping and
how
flip
is that
flopping,
hard to
baby.
believe?
You are diddy bopping and flip flopping. Here go this one. How
How
did
is
you
that
even
diddy
find
bopping?
us?
How
How did you find us?
Not the Diddy
How did
Bop
this
though.
one find us?
Some fighters use nutritionists to cut weight. Some fighters don't. Correct?
So some fighters use nutritionists, others use scientists.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
So what are you saying?
Some people have different people in their camp. That's all I'm saying. Not
Boy, you
everybody gonna
dancing
have
real
the same
hard.
people
You
in their
shucking
camp.
and driving. You are shucking and driving tonight,
Oh
thank
my
Father.
God. So
I put it like this though. It buzzed the fist. He
that's
fought
not
Earl after
financially
having
well
like
off
9
like
fights at
Canelo
welterweight.
is
So
gonna
he
have
got
to
Click the
bigger
link,
over
Rich.
time.
Click the link and come help Dank Father because he getting mollywopped. Come
How
on.
am I getting mollywopped? Y'all just
He
sound
getting his
crazy.
ass
Y'all sound
mollywopped.
crazy.
No, we don't sound crazy. You still ain't
If
answering
you
my
got the
question I asked you 10 minutes ago, bro.
if you got the
You ain't answering the
resources,
question I asked you 10
if
minutes
you
ago.
got the resources to go the extra mile, to do extra studies to know how your body works, what's the problem with that?
So that's what he doing?
Dang, how old are you,
What
bro?
else would you be doing?
I could think of a lot of things, but you don't want to hear them.
Oh my goodness.
Dang,
Come
how
on.
old are you?
That's ridiculous.
No,
How old are you?
what's ridiculous is not believing your favorite fighter is possibly taking something with a
I ain't
fucking
saying the nigga
scientist
ain't
like Victor
possibly
Conte.
say that. What you said?
Bro, it's
Nah,
ridiculous
wait.
to not think these dudes are doing something with Victor, bro. To
I can
Rich,
me,
what's
vouch
up,
that,
Rich?
Dank.
How old
I
are
can.
y'all? Rich, what's up?
What's up? I just
What's
wanted to
going
say,
on?
man, what's up to everybody? I just want to say, yeah, I believe what D1 said when he said something about he got the Victor Conte stuff before. He said that on 2 Cents panel before. He said that on a message, and he said that the shit was stronger than shit that he usually used. But I think y'all taking stuff too literal when people say stuff, man. If a nigga was cheating, I don't think he'd put it out there. Yeah, I'm getting a scientist and I'm cheating. You know what I'm saying? I think it's too literal. I think if I'm cheating, I ain't gonna be doing no shit like that to even make y'all even think that. You get what I'm saying?
Even if you know it can't be detected, because let's not act like we don't know who Victor Conte is, right? Let's not act like there have been a lot of fighters who are on, like Cass said, who are on different things that never pop dirty. Let's not act like we didn't hear what Jamal Charlo just said about Canelo. So we can't act like we can ignore these things and act like, oh no, nobody's on this stuff. But then you see grown people with acne. You understand what I'm trying to say?
That's
You
what I was
can't
about to
tell me
say.
that you have. Then you can't tell me that you have exemptions for all these things that you didn't have when you were a child. How you were an adult developing anemia or testosterone levels low. How the fuck your testosterone level was 7 kids, nigga, and you just had another one? Like, these things just don't make sense. So when we say these things,
testosterone levels low from?
these are
Queen, you funny as hell.
Let me see real quick.
She savage. You a savage too, though.
What the fuck? But I thought that stuff make you don't have kids, shit like that be hard.
This is my point. He went to the doctor.
I don't know about it. Just y'all gotta fill me in. I know D1 was saying some stuff inside the he know about it. I don't know, but I ain't.
You
know
talking
that.
about, hey, Rich? You're talking about like if you use Deca, which is a real serious steroid. If you abuse Deca, yeah, that'll fuck with your reproductive shit later on in life. But man, these guys, guys like Victor Conte, they got that shit down to a science where they know exactly what to give you. You know what I mean? They're giving you some damn.
But I'm gonna give Victor Conte a pass. I think he turned over a new leaf.
Nice.
He'd be too hot. He would have risked getting back in trouble for that shit.
Yeah,
I feel like this. The only way he's guilty.
Why would he come to work in the red light district of sports? He said he came to boxing because it's the red light district of sports. Please tell me, are you going to go work in the red light district to do the right thing?
But that'll mean he doing the same thing. Like the only way I think he guilty if he just invented some new shit. He got some new type of PEDs nobody heard of.
He learned how to,
That's the only thing that he can do it.
Listen, bro, what they do is this. What Victor does, he takes a drug that is just barely legal, barely illegal, adds a little bit to it, and then it changes the makeup of the drug. Scientists have to chase that and find that, and there's no money backing the scientists to go looking for the shit that Victor Conte would make, and it literally it
Victor
becomes
Conte smarter than the world doping agency and all that.
Yes.
You mean the agency that he helped fund? You mean the agency that he helped fund?
Yeah, there we go. That's where we going.
In his mind, it's help the criminal. It's like when the government you get arrested for being a computer hacker, the FBI give you a job and you stop
He wrote the
what
protocol for the testing for VADA. Y'all do know that, right?
Yes, he wrote the protocol.
The reason why the the whole sprint team got caught is because he went and told on them and said, I know how to map it to your genetics through your blood. Like he knows how to chemically transform that so it don't look like it's nothing in your system.
Yeah,
but it's a whole bunch of stuff
you
in your
would
system.
never get caught for it because they don't know what the fuck it is. It doesn't come up on the panel test.
Why all these other guys getting caught? Why Ryan getting caught? Why is Canelo getting caught? Why
you guys,
why
Victor
McGee
literally got guys from Balco working in VADA. Like, come on, man. It's like
facts.
Literally said if you get caught cheating, you
shit
is that true? Is it evidence?
That's real, bro.
I need to see some paperwork.
You guys know that Victor, the only place Victor is allowed to operate is
that's
boxing.
A crazy ass statement.
He's not allowed to go to football, UFC, no sort of other sports. Only boxing. This is the only place that will happen.
UFC is steroid central. That's like
but they won't let Victor Conte in there.
Because Victor Conte gonna expose their ass with that VADA shit. He gonna
no, because Victor Conte is gonna fucking juice them fighters up, bro. Nah, bro. You guys are crazy. If you think this man went to the feds and turned a new leaf, what he did is hone his fucking craft. Learn new shit.
What if you evidence of that though? Like,
man, come on, bro. You know how many drug dealers I know went to fucking jail?
Did a crime 20 years ago.
People think that Victor
Y'all
Conte
gullible
went
as hell, bro.
to some high level security fed. He went to a federal camp where there's not even barbed wire. It's like a hotel.
Fucking
Like,
2-star motel.
You don't go there.
Nah, violent criminal. Why they gonna put him in a dangerous prison?
That's not a dangerous
prison,
bro.
informant camp.
I say, why would they put him in a dangerous prison? He a non-violent criminal.
But you're acting like he went to a dangerous prison.
Non-violent criminal. He's literally helping people cheat on a. He's literally helping
non-violent,
people cheat
though.
that can harm someone else.
I know it's not. It's considered non-violent. It's crazy, right, Ty? Like, man, people don't understand the implications. Why he would want to do this? It's to get his guys into $200 million fights. Boxing has it's weird as shit. Where the very top 2% of the 2%, they're getting in massive paydays. That's why they wanted to juice Devin Haney up, get his ass to the top, and get part of some of them mega paydays.
What's steroids?
It's not for knockouts. It's for endurance and weight cutting, bro. It's not for power.
The fuck? Manny Pacquiao was on EPO. Is what you said. So Manny Pacquiao, that's why he didn't want to take that test.
These fucking guys are got Devin Haney's dick so far up your ass and down your throat that you can't fucking believe that this dude's a fucking
cheater. One at a time.
How can I believe somebody who trashed and they got beat up by Ryan Garcia? Somebody who actually cheated is a cheater.
Well, they thought different. They didn't have the same thoughts.
How did the person lose? The person who got caught cheating isn't a cheater, but the person
he's a cheater too. They're all cheating. If you're not cheating, you're not trying, dog.
Davis is the only clean fighter, huh?
He's probably cheating too.
Here we go.
Fuck is you talking about, Goofy?
Dank, there you go. That's where you was working your way back.
You guys got this weird fucking thing. You can't admit that your fucking fighter is probably doing drugs, dude. It is what it is. This is fighting, bro.
Hey, D1, but some people grew up frowned upon like doing drugs like that, man. Like I ain't never this is my first time ever hearing that. You could still have kids. I used to think all that shit. You can't get hard. Your dick can't get all types of
shit too.
That's the thing, Rich. And I think
that's what you take systemic testosterone.
I used to think got the blue. True.
get the blue chew.
Yeah, I
You
used to
straight.
think like some people don't want certain shit inside their bodies that they don't know what it is.
Nah, for real, man. I don't.
I
I'm
gotta
one of those
understand
people.
like
Yeah,
steroids and
so
banned substances is two different things. Like
Yeah.
some of the stuff they don't want you take to use, like you can't use it for weight cutting. Some of the stuff you can't use for
right,
pre-workout. Some of the stuff you can't use. It's you get what I'm saying? So
right.
not all banned substances are necessarily steroids, and not all quote unquote steroids are necessarily things that make you powerful, bigger, stronger. Like it's
Yep.
other things that go to it because I can't give you what you don't have. I only can enhance what you have. So if I have good conditioning, you can enhance that. Now I can go longer in the fight. I can work out longer. I can train longer. If I have,
Recover.
I can
Recover.
recover faster. You get what I'm saying?
faster.
That stuff like that help me. I can eat more because now I can burn more fat. So I can have, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So I think people they don't really understand what we be talking about. Nobody's saying just because you on snack, you gonna win and you gonna beat everybody in the world. And nobody even is really saying it's just an acknowledgement of you may have an advantage because you are dealing with this, whether it's legal or illegal. Because obviously the snack program worked. Either they're good fighters or they can withstand a very good ass whooping. Because them snack fighters be getting beat down
to the ground.
Man, I'm about to go undercover to get on the snack program and start going to the snack facility.
But see, here's my thing, right? Here's the question, Thank
Do a
Father and Rich.
documentary.
If
We
y'all
gonna
think
figure
that
this out.
there's no, this guy, go watch the documentary of Victor Conte first. So here's the thing, right? If the snack is harmless and snack does nothing, why do the athletes have to give Victor their blood in order for them to get snack when regular people can just order it off the
You know, from
website?
my understanding, they do this test to see what vitamins is deficient in your body.
No, but I mean, I believe this. I kind of believe that he probably do have some type of shit that makes it so it won't pop up in your system and shit like that. It might
That's
be
what
true.
Brian Norman Sr. told me. He said the snack program, they do a test
that
on
whole-
they
that
ain't
whole
on snack.
test-
They ain't in the snack program, but he know what it is. He said they
Hey,
Ain't no cap.
do you
No cap.
believe
You
what
know how crazy
everything
that
Brian Norman
sounds?
say?
That whole,
Hold
that
on,
whole
let's
to see
go
what
ahead, Cap.
to see what you're deficient.
Hold
Like
on, no
you can go
Cap,
to a
no
regular
Cap. Hold
doctor.
on.
You can go to
Go
a
ahead,
regular doctor to see what you're deficient in. You don't got to go to Victor Conte, man. Like, come on with that.
Okay, I ain't know all that. I'm just saying what he told. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you
Yeah.
said
Nigga,
Brian
you
Norman
knew all
Jr. told
that.
you that?
I ain't never went to a doctor in my life.
Oh, hell no. This nigga
Oh,
got
for
all
real?
kind of shit.
All right, my bad, man.
So
well, you need to go get a checkup, bro.
I'm trying to tell
Hell
you.
no. Then I'm gonna come
This
back with
nigga,
some sickness cell. I'm gonna be
this
sick as
nigga,
shit. I'm gonna have a
this
goddamn.
nigga right
Nigga, you need to go get a
here.
I
blood
don't believe
test,
it.
nigga.
I
You
ain't did it
probably
before.
got
I ain't
all
about to
kind
start
of
now.
shit going on.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
you need
tell
to go get a
you.
checkup, bro. For real, for real.
This,
I know
this
if I'm.
nigga,
I know when I'm
this,
sick or not.
this nigga the Walking Dead on my panel. Listen,
This nigga
the question is,
I'm
Nigga be
pretty
going to
healthy.
Dr. Sebi.
I'm
You
trying
wait
to
until
tell
something
you.
start to
I'll
fall
fuck with
off,
Dr.
bro.
Sebi before
Gotta
this.
wait till
Before I go
something
into
fall off.
any
You
type of
gotta
medical
go
facility.
before.
I can't breathe. They
This
gonna give me a
nigga,
disease. That's how they can sell me medicine. They gonna inject me with some shit to make me sick.
nah, this nigga no cap gonna sneeze, his nose gonna
This
fall off.
nigga is a Walking Dead on
If I trust Victor
steroids.
Conte, I'd rather fuck with Victor Conte than go to fuck with them. Nigga.
Oh man, she called this nigga a Walking Dead though.
But listen, I just don't understand. Be free. I just don't understand
Free
how y'all don't
cracking up. He
understand.
dead. Look at him. He dead.
How y'all don't see a difference though? If y'all can order a snack offline, but the fighters, the actual fighters, have to go in, give their blood, do all kind of testing to get snack. You don't think there's something wrong with that? Something different about that? If it's just a supplement?
And you know, when I first started seeing snack, like people start used to come out with all they stuff snack on. I used to just think that they was advertising that shit. They probably wasn't using it. You know.
What you mean, like the fighters or just regular people?
Yeah, I just used to think the fighters was just advertising.
Oh.
I was thinking they was just advertising. He probably
mean,
paid them. He probably was paying them to walk out or act like they was. You know, some people do that like sponsorships. Give people like.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like with Reebok, Adidas, just sponsorships. You know, people might have like Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? Sponsorship. They don't mean you drink Pepsi. You know what I'm saying?
But I wouldn't even wear that if I knew where it came from and who it was associated with. If I wasn't getting some sort of benefit from it, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, Rich, have you actually seen the documentary though?
No, I ain't never seen that shit at all. I ain't never seen none of that.
Yo, really peep it out though. Really peep it out. That is eye opening.
Yeah, I ain't never seen that.
All right, guys. Well, the main card I think is about to start. So let's go ahead around and give our closing thoughts because I want to watch this card. I'm interested to see what Jalil doing well. Who y'all like Vito?
Oh yeah, I gotta watch.
I like my little white magic. I like Vito. Salute the Cardinals.
I'm watching the card right now. Brandon Lee fighting right now.
How far until we get to what you call it? What's that boy name? Lord? Tucker. Yeah, Tucker.
Oh, Jahai Tucker
and Lorenzo. Yeah. How
Lorenzo.
long?
Yeah, Truck Simpson.
Who fighting you said right now?
Truck.
Brandon Lee.
Right now is Brandon Lee fighting right now. So
they next.
Fighting next.
Yeah, they next. Okay. All right. Yeah, they next. Okay. All right, y'all. Final thoughts. Rich, you wasn't even here the whole thing. We done covered a whole bunch of stuff, but
yeah,
gotta run. Okay.
All right, y'all.
Well, my final thought is what Aunt McQueen said. Snack doesn't affect technique or decision making, but hell, Barry Bonds was great before he was in on that ish, and you see what happened when he did get on that ish. That boy was astronomical. Shit was starting to leave the damn stadium. And on that note, I'm out the stadium. Hey, shout out to the ladies. Ty Drakeford, 2 Cents Boxing, Jab Queen Boxing. Shout out to the panel. The panel was lit today. Shout out my guy Dank. That's my dude no matter what he say. And he know damn well his favorite fighter don't want no parts of the damn Rolly Romero, dog. And that's crazy work.
Fighter is Junto Nakatani. I don't know.
Okay, well, hey, well, I say I take that back, dog. Junto was that guy. So hopefully we get him and we get Inoue. That's what I really want to see. But other than that, man,
don't worry.
I love me some Junto. That's my guy. But hey, shout out to everybody on the panel. Hey, it was fire. It was lit. And man, the playback gonna be awesome. Hey.
Peace, Thomas. Thanks for pulling up, babe.
No, I'll just say, just do, man, if you don't know about all this shit about VADA and Snack and all, like, just do your homework, man. Just look into before and after pictures. Look into who got anemia all of a sudden or low testosterone. You know, go listen to some of the shit that Victor Conte has said because he's really been telling on these guys on accident because he don't know how to keep his mouth shut.
It's on Netflix, babe. Hold on. We got us a scholar on the panel. Greg, yeah. What's up?
Hold on, babe.
Okay. What you coming from under the bed in the closet? What you got going on?
Hold on. I was coughing so bad because I'm kind of sick, so I couldn't come in when y'all were talking about the scientist thing.
Oh, yeah. What are your thoughts about that? Bud has a scientist in his camp.
Well, you got to ask what kind of scientist he has, because scientists can be a number of things. So think about that, because it could be a chemist, which I think probably with Victor is probably in that realm, because you could be a toxicologist, a geneticist, an alchemist, a political science. So you got to add, and I know it's not political, but
are those doctors?
Those are scientists.
Thank you. There's a difference.
The scientists are different, are in different fields, which is what I was saying. But I think Victor is more of, to me, more of a chemist, because what he's probably has been able to do, what he has been able to do.
I can't stand Brian.
Is that he has studied probably off the grid, because I don't see anything that Victor ever went to school for it. So Victor has a lot of intelligence. He's just used it badly, and that's why he has the reputation that he has now. Because there's very few people in this country, at least, who have been able to concoct or find the people to create the chemicals that Victor actually used during the Balco scandal. And certainly it was hard to find somebody who could create something called the clear that could disguise the chemicals that they were using. Because what those steroids and things do, they force your body to do something that it's not supposed to do or can't do in a way that training and development and even talent could get you to do. I mean, all bodies have a limitation, and Victor has found something at that time to push you past the limitations, but down the road you pay for it. If you think about some of these athletes who passed away from liver failure, which is the big one, because everything got to still go through your system. And something artificial that got to go through your liver is going to damage it. They got to go to your kidneys, is going to damage it. But what Victor has also done is he understands biology. Now you can find nutrients, I should say, and find ways to amp them up naturally. You can find ways to do that. And now, as you know, I work out, basically shadow box and stuff like that, and I use the snack products.
I was just about to ask you, you use the snack, right?
Right. But what I did, because, you know, I'm just old enough and mature enough to understand, don't just put something in your body before you talk to your own medical people. I did have my blood tested. I did find what I was deficient in, which is why I knew what to buy. So that part is legitimate for any athlete. You should do everything to take care of your body, to make sure what you're deficient in, to get it, to bring it back up to par, because you're running, you're jumping, or if you're fighting, you need to be optimum condition. And I think that's what the snack product does. If he is using something that's illegal and we can't find it, I understand the suspicion, because he's already been able to hide it before. So that suspicion has to stay there, because who's to say he has not improved on it? You see what I'm saying? Because I'm sure there's tests that they came up with after Shane told about the clear, because he hadn't told about the clear. Who would have known how long it would come out before you even knew what was being used to hide the steroids that you're not supposed to have? Now, once that was done, of course, you're going to have other kinds of other scientists and biologists looking at what he was using, either to test for it or find new ways to improve it or find new ways to hide it. So when I heard Bomac say we have scientists, basically, although Victor's not actually an approved or I guess a degree holding scientist,
he not certified in anything.
Yeah, so he had to be alluding to Victor, because that's the only thing that I could see him talking about. Because again, when you are training like that and you're trying to improve every aspect of your body, you need more than just to be running and jumping, and you need more than just talent. You need somebody who can understand your body, how your muscles work, how your blood works, and everything else, and how to improve it. And that was where either alchemist who deals with chemicals, and I think Victor's also in that particular realm as well, because you have to find ways that a trainer would not know how to do. So you have to have those people in your camp. I think I heard one of the guys say everybody has a scientist.
That was Tank Father. Yeah, he said that.
To some degree, that's true. Everybody does not, because you can't afford them. Exactly. That's the other thing.
But
Go ahead.
Mr. Gray, when you talk about a scientist, to me that's someone who can create these things. Victor was always getting his shit from another person. I don't remember what the dude's name was, but Victor, he don't create the shit. He's just went through he has a long history of giving guys certain amounts and doing the numbers to figure out exactly what I can give you before you reach that level where you're going to test hot, or you know what I mean, or something's going to go wrong.
Remember what I just said. He was good at finding people who can do what you're just speaking of right now. See, a lot of times, those kinds of alchemists or scientists or chemists, they're not on the open market. I would say a lot of them are probably in research stations that may be somewhat quiet or secretive. I think a lot of governments employ those kinds of people for their military, for the espionage people. I mean, you just can't push somebody beyond human endurance without there being something extra in their systems that they've been developed so they can do the kind of things that they do. At one point, if you remember, a lot of football players, particularly in the 70s and 80s, they was just injecting them with anything so they can go out there and perform. And the subsequent thing that happened to them as they got older, their bodies started breaking down in all kinds of weird ways because you had artificial chemicals and things of that nature in their body, and it was hard to get it out. And when you did get it out, it did damage to your organs. So yeah, Victor probably has learned how to create things, and he's probably learned how to improve things that were already created. So with with Bud, I guess in terms of how they're preparing for Canelo, it'll be interesting. As I said, physically, it'll be interesting what it is that they're totally doing. And as I said, I never get into this thing about I'm suspicious because everybody's doing something, whether it's legal or illegal, whether it's good or bad, whether it's, something fantastic or something that's just normal. They're all doing something. But when they cross the line, what has happened now, more of them are getting caught because being able to test for them when they are tested, it's easier to detect things now. And if you think about it, a lot of guys aren't even getting tested, and you got to ask why. They're not getting tested because they're not necessarily doing something. They're not getting tested because it's easier to find out if they are. And the ones who think they're not going to get caught. It's crazy how they're getting caught doing stuff that you already should know. You shouldn't be doing it. And then you got to explain what it is that you're doing as opposed to not doing anything at all. I think they're also talking about the therapeutic exemption use. That is one of the trickiest ways.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's what they're referring to.
Get around. Now, whether or not you have, all of us have something that we can improve in our biology. Now, there has been questions about whether people believe that Terrence has, whether he's anemic or not. I don't know. I know I've heard him say that before.
That nigga ain't anemic. Don't you put your cape on and erect the cap now, Greg.
I'm going to say this because I've heard him say it before. It don't matter whether he's telling the truth or not.
Not before Victor, bro.
I just heard. Oh, I heard him say it before Victor. Yes.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, yes.
Hey, drop the video. I dropped the video.
This has been so long ago. I don't hold on.
I've heard him say it a couple times on Joe Rogan, but it was all after he got with Victor Conte.
No, I heard him on Joe Rogan before, but I heard him when he was talking to a newscaster when they was talking about his mother.
I'm saying, Mr. Greg, this is what I'm saying. Just some people act like it's too hard to believe that this guy can help you cheat. Like when you got HIPAA keeps us from HIPAA is what keeps us from ever finding out who got a therapeutic use exemption because they won't release it to anybody because of HIPAA.
Absolutely, and that's why I'm saying nobody. That's why I believe, to be quite honest, I believe in even in the Spence Crawford fight. I believe both of them had to use a therapeutic use exemption. If Terrence did have to do something about the alleged anemic issue he has, that was kept quiet. But remember, we were saying Spence hurt his ribs. And when you get your ribs hurt, you need at least 30 days or more to recover, and you need a painkiller for that as well.
No, you don't. You can manage the pain.
Huh?
That would be a totally different exemption. That wouldn't be. I'm telling you. I'm all right. Can I say something?
But you would still have an exemption. Is what I'm saying.
You wouldn't have a therapeutic exemption though.
Why wouldn't you?
Because it's not therapeutic. They won't even allow you to fight if you had painkillers. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, that's
because they shouldn't. Most times they won't.
We're talking about most times and shouldn't versus what they actually do.
The only thing I'm getting at is you're saying. Only thing you do is you're basically giving Bud a way out because
no, I'm not.
No, OG, I'll let you speak for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all speak for a minute. I'm kind of in a different space because I grew up boxing. I was an athlete. Went to the military.
Mm-hmm.
I personal trained. I do marketing, and my dad was a professional bodybuilder. So I know when you come to like steroids, SARMs, and things like that, I know way more than the average person would know. Because for a fact, my father and his compadres were on it. So I'm telling you, it's like it's still things that people can take and they'll never pop on a test.
Right.
Which is very much. And then if you knew Victor, because I knew my father knew Victor Conti, and he knew some of the people he was supplying, they were getting it from a guy who was in Russia and a guy in Mexico. It's a different, and they can't even test for it. Still to this day, they can't test for it. Because there's some stuff in Mexico you can take right now, which I believe, for me, I believe Canelo and everybody on that camp is on something down there. Because it's not likely, but it's like what you're saying about biology and like all these things your body can't do naturally. Most time when you do regular supplements, your body can get there. It just takes way more time. And a lot of times you, like you said, is get to the deficiencies. But when you take a steroid or SARMs, most of the time it's to exceed it. But what Victor did is he would take you to that level and he would have you with something that's undetectable. So you would get over that natural. Because that's why he takes your blood. Because a lot of times he wants to cycle your blood, like an EPO or other things to put in there. So it's different.
Didn't we?
Yeah, it's different. But it's like it's different on what you're saying though. Like because you're putting it all in one broad. It's one broad statement. It's not. That's a whole different. Like you got to go into the science of why the blood's getting taken. You got to, man. Because I'm going to school. I'm going to school for sports law right now because I want to be an agent. So it's different.
To you is didn't we talk before on this?
We did on 2 cents. On 2 cents, I think.
I think it was actually on Marty's.
No, I've never been on Marty's.
Okay, I just remember some of the things you said because we're not in disagreement on this. That's what I was trying to say. I'm just looking at the whole picture. I'm not saying that I'm not giving anybody an excuse or a way out. And I just said I believe that there were, whether you supposed to use it or not, exemptions in that fight for both of them because both of them had issues allegedly, and they still went into this fight. Now, whether it was good, bad, or fair or unfair, that's my belief about that. But it has not been 100% revealed or proven. And when you talk about the HIPAA laws, yes, that is a great shield to use when you're doing something that ordinarily they wouldn't allow you to do. So thank you, dear. I'll talk to my wife. But overall, going back to the first question about Bomac, I do believe they are talking about Victor when he said scientist. And now he used the word, I mean, I think he was broadly using the word, but I think Victor is in his camp. Now, if you see the snack t-shirts or the snack logo, then we'll know for sure. But what we also going to have to really understand about that, you do know that there are a number of trainers who are openly supporting Victor Conte now. And you got 12 to 15 fighters who are openly using the snack product. So what we're facing here in watching boxing is more and more fighters, if they can afford it, are going to have a Victor Conte in their camp or somebody like him. And that's where we're going with this in terms of nutrition, the sciences, if you want to call it that, biology and so forth, which is not necessarily a bad thing if it's done correctly. If it's
They'd be foolish not to get a scientist and get themselves whatever the hell Victor's given to.
Say it again.
They'd be foolish to not go get themselves a scientist.
Oh, yes,
if you're going up against a Victor Conte fighter, you better go get Memo or somebody that knows what they're doing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're going to see.
Extremely disadvantaged.
We're going to see
enhanced. I was right.
Yeah, we're going to see enhanced fighters. And I guarantee you, as the science gets better, because I think we're going to go to war again in this world. Oh, yeah. You're gonna see enhanced soldiers. That's not.
I would be worried about more of the technology. You shouldn't worry about the enhanced soldiers because you would already see them. Because I'm gonna tell you something about them special forces guys. Their training is and their diet, their training. They take supplements, but they're already here. So you're not gonna ever see them. You're never gonna see them. They're already here. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you that you're never gonna see those dudes.
I believe you on that. That's the era of the suit, as they call it in comic books, but it's in real life too. The super.
Oh, it's all true. It's all true.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I do remember talking to you because we talked for a minute, and that was a good conversation. But this is the kind of conversation that's good to have because you had, I think, you have information based on what you just said.
Yeah,
to be shared. Other people can start doing their research and learn. So when they're going to join in the conversation, everybody won't be hollering and screaming at each other and calling each other's name over stuff, because everybody understands what it is that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's why we see some. I think like right now when we see a lot of people popping from Mexico, because if you look at the numbers, it's not just the people down there in Canelo's camp. It's a lot of those guys down in Mexico are popping. A lot of them, and that's because it's readily available. Like you can go in the store and buy stuff. Like you can literally to get a prescription for something down there. It's night and day from what it is in America. So it's like that's why I tell people you got to watch what you're talking about when you're talking about SARMs, when you're talking about steroids. They're two different things.
Right.
Then there's supplements, which are also could be enhancers, and it's like it's a thin line between all of that stuff, because once you get to that level, because every one of the sanctioning bodies and the whoever sanctioned the fight, they give you can have a certain amount in your body, but you can't exceed it. So it's always everybody's always playing with the numbers. Not even banned substances. I'm talking about substances they have on there. You can't take a certain amount of stuff, bro. I'm in sports law right now in college, so it's like I'm learning looking the terminology and stuff. And man, it's like it's so many things you gotta watch. Like even that ban list is like that list changes by the month, really. Like
have you looked at China? What they doing?
Yes. Oh, see, China and Japan, they rarely test.
No, I mean the stuff that they're developing over there.
Oh yeah. I've seen that. Yeah, the technology and the stuff they have for like medical and stuff. They're way more advanced than us in the first place. First of all,
absolutely. That is almost scary.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
What they doing over there, man?
Like, man, if you look at their nutrition, like it's a reason that they don't have people having.
Think you went out, Dondrick?
No, I got what's name muted me.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot. I would have to tell you go research some of the stuff they're doing right now.
Yeah, their technology is scary, particularly their AI stuff. China's, we are behind, but the stuff that you can do is here. And I think somebody just said, and he's very, who was that? D1 who said you would be foolish to fight and not have a scientist.
Sorry. So, guys, do y'all know if there's any testing for the Crawford and Canelo fight?
They said it was going to be testing. Victor came out and put a tweet and said they were going to be testing. So,
I have video Crawford getting tested after he made that fake slap with Steve Nelson. He was like, they tested me for steroids because I slapped him so hard.
There was testing to begin with. The VADA testing was on that from the rip. I was shocked.
Me too.
Well, that's great. Then I guess maybe
Rick Timms, what's up? Mm-hmm.
I guess that gives us a
There's the answer, Jab Queen.
Yo, Jab, I gotta run. Dank, make sure you hit my new email, all right, dog?
Yeah, stop it, y'all.
No problem. I'll see you later.
I changed my email already, dog.
You still my boy, bro. Don't worry.
Hey, D1.
Good night, D1.
D1.
Oh.
Is he still there? Oh.
Yeah, I'm here.
I thought you were what's the guy that
who at work stealing time? Somebody mute that phone.
That 2 Cent doesn't like Rick Glacier. When I hear when I hear your voice, it's similar to Rick Glacier.
Nah.
No,
them fighting words. I ain't gonna lie to you. Them fighting words right there.
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't think
Rick Glacier. Damn.
But
Rick Glacier hates
when I heard your voice, I said, I know damn well they don't got Rick Glacier. And then I saw.
I would tell you something else, but this is the internet, and I don't want people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe some other time.
And we don't say that name over here, Greg. We say the pink man, the fat pink man.
Okay, so
turkey neck. Yo, guys, everybody have a great day.
All right,
D1. Thanks for stopping by, babe.
All right.
D1, you calling the fight?
I think he's gone.
Oh.
Rich is still here? He gone too.
Who?
Rich.
Oh, yeah, Rich is gone if I'm not mistaken.
So is a fight on right now?
Yeah,
the fights are on right now, y'all. So we're gonna shut down the card because I think the main card is about to start. But what else you got? Dondrick, you got anything else, babe, before I shut it down?
Nah, I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all on the Discord. You already know.
All right.
Good to talk to you, Dondrick.
Good talking to you too, OG.
Okay.
No Cat, babe. You still here?
Yeah, I'm about to go to sleep.
Lord, please. We about to shut down the Carter. What's up, Tony? Oh my! Well, I gotta see if you want snack. But
what you got? I take snack products.
You do?
Yeah.
That's why you was up for 24 hours.
All this snack hate and these niggas is taking the products. What is going on?
Yeah, y'all got me rethinking some shit now. Come on
D1
now.
taking it, no Cat taking it.
I like
if
the
it's
snack
so bad,
product.
why y'all taking it?
Is this shit still? This shit ain't no damn steroid.
You've been up for 24 hours, no Cap. What do you
I want to
think
know
it
how
is?
I got
Because I
cut.
slept
Shout out,
on.
Mr. Greg. Thanks for stamping my victory here today.
Boy,
Appreciate
bye.
you, sir.
I will kick you from this damn pen. You still ain't answered my
Appreciate
question.
you, good sir.
Oh,
and remember, snack was never a problem when it was Tank versus Mario Barrios. Snack became a problem when Bud beat Spence, and it became a bigger problem when Devin did what he did to
and land your
Regis.
plane. Land your damn
I'm wearing a
plane.
weighted vest right now. I'm about to go to sleep.
Snack became a problem when Spence did what he did. When Bud did what he did to Spence, and it became a bigger problem when Devin did what he did to Regis. Before that, Snack was never a problem.
Thanks for stopping by, Dang Father. We appreciate you.
I'll holler at y'all later. How about to take shit?
Okay, no.
All right, no Cap, baby.
Victory again.
No victory. Get on out of here. Mr. Greg, take us on out of here.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry that I'm coughing and sneezing and all kind of craziness. I wish I could have got in because it looked like y'all were having a good time and had some spicy back and forth.
I try to keep them as mellow as I can, but they get emotional, man.
That's how it goes, dear. That's just how it is, It's great that you get passionate people. You just got to keep under control. And it's a good thing it's just online because heaven knows how it would go if everybody was sitting in the room.
Lord have mercy. I can see the police now.
They was coming, looking outside, wondering what.
Okay.
But that's what makes your show interesting too. That it gets a little spirited as long as it doesn't go, way overboard. But that's a good thing for your show because your show you've been doing this now. What, about a year now?
My show?
Your channel, yeah.
No, I've been only doing it since April.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, April 20th was my first. I dropped my first video April 20th. I just started doing lives like maybe 3-4 weeks ago, like a month now.
Okay, well, good. I'm gonna tell you, like I tell 2 Cent, just keep putting the work in, get some products, that you can push, but you gotta just stay on top of it. Certainly, I'm gonna support you as well. In about a year, you'd be surprised how far you get.
I'm trying, and you know what? I knew when I did the Julio Cesar Chavez, I was so nervous because I'm like, this man had 107 fights. I know I'm gonna miss somebody, and showed up because I'd be weary of you, Miss Barbara, and Mr. Mark, Dr. Mark. I'd be weary because I'm like, if I don't get this right, I know they're gonna be on my ass. And sure enough, you was like, Ty, you missed this. And Miss Barbara was like, you did it. I was like, oh my god. So my next up though is Sweet Pea, and I promise you, I started already, and I should have him done by tomorrow. I'm gonna comb every part of the internet, find whatever I can, and I might even call you so I don't miss nothing. I said
you can do that. It's a lot of good subject matter, and I guess, like I said, if you dig deep enough and research enough, you'll see the stuff that some of the things you'll see similarities today from what happened yesterday. There's not a whole lot of new situations. There's always a similar situation happened 20 years ago, 25 years ago, etc. You just got to be able to look at the differences in the fighters. Because I have this little conversation, I guess, or back and forth with Hacker. He doesn't understand.
Oh my God! Please, Mr. Greg, we don't say that name on this channel either.
Okay. So I tried to tell him the differences between the fighters that train for 15 rounds and train even as amateurs in a pro style. So when they did transition, it was easier for the amateurs at that from that era to transition into pro style because they were already fighting like pros when they were amateurs. So those little nuances that you have to be able to distinguish is where certain people get, a little bent out of shape when, the guys of yesterday, in many ways, particularly mentally and psychologically, are better than the guys today. And then, of course, the business is a little different in that fighters aren't fighting 6 times a year. Fighters aren't, trying to work their way up. Fighters don't put as much emphasis on honor and really being the best. They'll talk it, but their people will say, let's take this fight. We probably can get most of the money if we do these fights this way. So we don't have to fight this guy who probably could give us a time or hurt us or even beat us until down the road. So you're seeing all that positioning taking place now where, just maybe 15
back
years
then
ago,
it didn't.
you was going to war. You was like, okay, you don't have 14s now, right? You don't have those kinds of guys who ready to go. So
Man, and that's another reason I think I enjoy doing my Throwback Thursday so much because it gives me an opportunity too to learn about guys that I didn't grow up watching. You know what I'm saying? And put all the pieces together. Now, when I hear those names, I'm like, oh, I did him, or oh, I researched him, so I'm familiar with some of them. And like you said, it gives me a chance too to compare them to today. Man, these fighters today wouldn't stand a damn chance. Especially when I do my clips, I'm like, yo, they was in there getting to the action. Not a lot of defense back then. But they was really in there getting to it. Like I said, Julio Cesar Chavez had, 107 fights?
Yeah.
That man fought every other weekend. Like, that was craziness.
Yeah, and
So
before
it gives me
then,
opportunity too. So.
I mean, even look at Sugar Ray Robinson, and we're not even talking about his amateur career, almost 200 fights, pro fights. That's crazy. But that's what they was doing back then. And he was a major star, but still fighting like that.
Yep.
I look at how the money situation was. If we start with Ray Robinson, how he was getting more money because he also was a star. He would look out and see if the stadium was filled for his fights. And if he saw it was filled, he wouldn't come out. The promoter had to come back because Ray wanted some more money in his purse before he would come out to fight. So that's how he was doing things.
You got to check my page, GP Rocker. Aaron Pryor already did him.
Yeah. Then
I did Aaron Pryor already, babe.
Ali came along, and the nation, once they started representing him in the early days, stepped to the mob and say, no, we want $3 billion, we want $2 million. So he started getting those $1 million fights because now he had backing where the powers that be, he had people who weren't scared of them. And that's how you had to be like that because the mob was really very much embedded in boxing. Then you had down the road, you had the coming of Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray really never signed with a promoter because I can't think of the lawyer who represented him because he also represented Michael Jordan.
Johnny Cochran. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but Ray's first fight, his very first fight, he got 40 grand. And if you think about it, I think Tank's first fight, he got what, 10,000? So it depends.
Yeah, I believe that's what was said.
Yeah, it depends on who you have sitting in your corner, who's handling your business. So Ray started getting money from the very beginning, and he was also set up well financially. So there never really was going to be, unless he just screwed it up on his own, which he didn't, not his money at least, where he's sitting real good right now. Then came De La Hoya. Everybody had a something extra. Ray was the boy next door. He was stamped by the great Sugar Ray Robinson, so that was great. Even though he was called a media creation in the beginning until he lost to that first fight with Duran. And that's why I say you can lose and still win, or you can win and still lose.
Absolutely. It's all how you look when you do it. Yep.
That was the thing that I say about Haney.
Devin. That's Devin,
Yeah, like again with Oscar. Oscar was the golden boy. all the beautiful women came out for Oscar. Oscar had the thing with his mother, even though it was actually fake. He was a good-looking fighter. So that was one of the things that they were able to use to promote Oscar. And Oscar actually could fight. And then came Floyd.
Oscar's on my list. Oscar's on my list too.
Floyd did something that none of them did because it was possible as well. But I like that Floyd decided, you know what, I'm going to get money and I'm going to plan how I want to get the money. He bought himself out of a contract, which had never been done. So that was brand new. Nobody had done that before. Now everybody's trying it, but you got to have the money to do it. And now
you have to have the connections, because I believe even with evolution comes change, right? And,
yes.
and it always something new, everything is enhanced, everything technology, everything moves along with time. So like you said, Mayweather did something that a lot of these fighters didn't do. Fast forward to today, I feel like a lot of these fighters are trying to be Mayweather without putting in the pretty boy Floyd stage.
They're not putting in the work.
Yeah.
That's what 24/7, which actually Mayweather created, but HBO did it well. See, that's something that wasn't really done. You would see some little small behind the scenes stuff that was tired. Mayweather turned it into a series, and it made the fights that were coming up much.
I used to love 24/7.
Yes. See, people slip on that if they weren't watching boxing back then. They don't, because you don't even see it that much now. They try it, but 24/7, because HBO had the best production people in the world. So
I think that's a question for you, Mr. Greg.
Do I feel like Tank put in? Yes, Tank put in work. Tank put in work. And he had Mayweather behind him in the beginning. And that was a very key. You got to have more than just your talent and the work. You also got to have a team. Boxing is still really a team sport.
And they all think they team too. Mayweather and Tank, they think they team. First thing that I would like, thank God. I would like to thank my team. I got a hell of a team. Thank Al Heyman,
And if you got the right people in the key positions on your team, on the business side and on the preparation side, you can really go far. But you have to be very disciplined. See, a lot of these guys aren't disciplined. I would say they should just read, listen to, and study Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is a very, very, very disciplined fighter. I mean, from beginning to the end. Now, he has some personality quirks. He fought with promoters all the time, which really kept him sort of unknown to some degree. He really came to being once he destroyed Trinidad. Nobody thought Bernard was, I shouldn't say nobody, because I betted on, that's one of the few fights that I actually betted big on.
Oh, did you?
I betted huge on. I could have got in trouble if my wife had found out how much money I bet. I bet it for a knockout, because what I understood about Trinidad, I understood the thing about the hand wrap that he was doing. So I knew that was going to find it sooner or later come up.
Don't start talking about them hand wraps. Cash will be on you talking about them hand wraps.
Okay, well, he could be on me. Trinidad got busted twice. So
I think he told me with Bud. You know how he is about Bud and them busted gloves.
He be talking about the busted gloves. I try to tell the guys, I understand the suspicion, but Bud was using, which is legal, horsehair gloves.
Horsehair. I'm about to say, you told me something about horsehair gloves, right?
They're soft and they bust easily. And he's not the first fighter who's a major fighter whose gloves busted. He just
Are they legal? Are those gloves
some
legal?
states won't allow you to use them. And the reason for that is horsehair gloves were used by fighters of old. We're going back to the 40s and so forth. Most of those men that were fighting, they didn't just come from rough neighborhoods. Shit, I came from a rough neighborhood. They was coming from a rough era where they was working on the oil fields. They was working on the farms. They was doing that kind of work that developed them physically. They had hard hands. And now you got your hands in some soft gloves. That's why you was having guys getting all their teeth knocked out, because these guys was big. It's usually it was a heavyweights, basically. They were big, they were strong, and when they hit you, you're talking to the angels for a couple of days. So
crazy.
And it's made for guys who had hard hands. See, a lot of guys don't have very hard hands.
Now, when you say hard hands, you mean like actual hard hands or just heavy-handed?
Both.
Oh,
they're heavy-handed
okay.
and they're hard. Mayweather was using horsehair gloves for a minute, but he kept injuring his hands because his hands wasn't as hard as he thought they were. But that's how he was doing a lot of
Wait a minute, they don't have padding? I thought it was illegal not to have padding.
You can have horsehair, you can have padding, or you can have a combination.
Oh. Okay.
But some states don't want you to use the horsehairs. See, the horsehair gloves are really more detrimental to you as the fighter as opposed to your opponent, because your hands aren't that well protected in horsehair gloves. But if you got those hard hands, you're more than. Remember when Mayweather?
Father, go away.
Remember when Mayweather made Maidana? Well, actually, they paid Maidana to change his gloves.
To change his gloves so he wasn't gonna fight him. Yeah.
Yeah, because Maidana, I think he was using. I think they called DBX because they're a hybrid of padding and horsehair. Because do you remember Mayweather? I think he knocked Mayweather's tooth out in that one round in the first fight. Because Maidana had hard hands. So no, Mayweather's like, hey, here's another 100,000. You're gonna have to, put the kind of gloves we want you to wear. Because you can't really make someone do that when it's legal. So what they did was, hey, here's some money, and put these kind of gloves on because it's going to hurt you. Because if I can hit you and you, as I think Flatbush is saying, you can damn near feel my knuckles. Yeah, that's what it is. And you're gonna bust your gloves sometimes. Bud has hard hands. I haven't known him yet. I haven't read anything about him having any issues with his hands. So that's a good thing. And then you got some guys who have big hands. Tyson, even though Tyson is actually shorter than me because I'm 5'11", but have you seen Tyson's hands? Yeah. And that's the thing that people don't think about as well. How big are your hands? Because see, there's a lot of small guys that have huge hands. Yeah. Tyson had huge hands and long arms. So when he hits you, and you can see in those fights. So those little nuances when you talk about fighters is what you also have to look at. And just like you look at how when we was talking about 24/7, how Mayweather showed you the work he put in there in his preparation.
Yeah,
people weren't really aware of that to that degree because they just saw the flash, the pretty boy, the money, things like that. But they was missing the fact that one of the great talents of Mayweather was his conditioning. He stayed conditioned. It wasn't just, okay, I'm going to have a fight, I'll start training. He was on it. And Bud has that same attribute. And that's why a lot of the old school fighters relate to Bud, not just because of how he prepares, but his mentality, his attitude, that meanness that he got in him. Ray had that meanness in him as well. So that's one of the things that you look at when you think about a guy who's getting ready to fight. And I'll say this because I know you're trying to get off and go watch the fight about Bud. All of Bud's fights has been those guys are in the ring with Bud. But this fight coming up, Bud's in the ring with Canelo this time. And that's a different mentality there. So that's why I said everything that he has to do, if he's even going to win, has to be with a lot of intelligence. He's going to have to outsmart Canelo. I mean, a lot of things have to be done. It seems like that's what they're doing, and I believe that they will prepare that way.
Yeah, they got that scientist. You heard him.
Yeah, and the scientist is a help. But again, you got to remember, this time you in the ring with someone. They're not in the ring with you. So you've had it like that all of your fights, and that's where your confidence will come from because of how he's performed and what he does. So that confidence that you see he has, that's not false bravado, but you still got to be prepared once you go in and face that man. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. If again, I think that there has not been an official announcement of where it's going to be, what stadium.
Yeah, it's still in the witness protection program. But I made the announcement earlier Their next press conference is actually tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I think the next press conference is actually tomorrow. I think this one is in LA or New York. I think this one might be in New York. And the press is welcome to apply for, I guess, a press badge to come in. So there's that. And then the next one is the following week. But tomorrow, guys, don't forget to tune into that second press conference.
Oh yeah, I was laughing because I heard Canelo say you're going about the fight. The next day you're going to be mad.
Oh, he was talking to Turkey. Yeah.
No, he was talking to Bud.
Oh, I thought he said Turkey's going to be mad.
I thought he said what I thought I heard him say to Bud that I think he was alluding to that you're not going to win, so you're going to be mad the next day.
Oh,
it just made me laugh because I haven't really seen Canelo open up and say something along those lines before. I've seen him do a little pushing here and there, but yeah, I guess they want that dinner thing was kind of crazy.
That was so cringe, wasn't it? I said, look at this arranged marriage. What they doing up here? It was just ridiculous as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but we're
absolutely ridiculous.
We're gonna wait. We're gonna see. I'm wondering how this little ring thing is going to actually happen, where he's going to make the ring smaller. He don't want the Tom and Jerry.
He want blood. He want blood and punches and all that other shit.
He comes from a region where combat sport, where they like MMA. They like that blood and guts type of stuff. You know,
that's what I said. I said I don't know if he think this is MMA or if he think this is some other type of foolishness. But hold on, I'm gonna play it because this is ridiculous. When I heard it, I was like almost cringing inside. I'm all for engagement, but you trying to turn this into the WWF Wild Wild West or something?
Yeah, he wants to do that. It's like, have you ever watched any of or read anything of the Roman Empire and what they did to appease the people in Rome with the gladiators?
Get them in there and fight to the death. But I'm gonna play this right now. Watch.
Okay.
Turkey, the floor is yours, sir.
I don't know why they put me here. I want to be in the side of Crawford. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. They will start. As I said last week, I hate Tom and Jerry's kinds of boxing. I am sure they will deliver for me smashing face and blood, and this is the boxing.
Turkey, the floor is yours, sir.
I don't know why they put me here. I want to.
I want to know, did he want to sit by Bud so he can hold his hand again, Greg? That was my question.
That threw me when he first said that. Why you trying to go to sit by Bud?
He said he want to sit by Bud, baby. Listen.
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing. But that's the mentality of the Middle East. And that's why, just veer off for just one brief moment, why the West can never conquer the Middle East. You can interfere with it. They will fight. They will die. You can look at what's happening right now. They're not going to just roll over. They will die fighting. And that's the kind of sport they want to see, where, it's not a war, but they want to see guys carried out the ring. They want the Roman Empire gladiators again, when you had to fight to the death. And the people loved it. That bloodlust is real. But anyway, I'll enjoy.
Rich, what happened? You don't abandon us, Rich. But anyway, thank you so much for coming up, Mr. Greg. I appreciate it.
Thank you for letting me come out. Like I said, I would have come up early, but I was just coughing so bad. I said once I start talking, I'd be hacking and coughing, and I think I got a sinus infection or something. I mean, it's toned down a lot, and I'm glad at it. But I did want to make sure I come in and give you some support and come on your channel, because it looks like
join the conversation, bring some wisdom, because these fools be up here hollering and screaming like they crazy.
I'm trying to get a few of my friends that are in the same age group as I am who still watch boxing to come on. What the problem I'm having is they just don't want to be bothered with it. They'll watch the fights, but they don't want to go on the internet. And see, even when I'm on
talk about it,
so I do more listening.
Yeah,
I'll interject something here and there, because when I first started coming on the boxing podcast, even before I got on any panels, I had been considering a channel, but I said once I went on and I saw all this arguing, and it was really bad back then. This is before the Spence Crawford fight, and they threatening each other and pull up in my city.
Oh my goodness!
What's wrong with y'all? This is just. But I just said no. I'm not going to be arguing with nobody's grandson. So
yeah,
you know, yeah. But yeah, I'll try to get some of them. I keep trying to get one or two of them to come on because one of my friends here. I'm here, like I say, in the DC area. When I boxed, I never boxed professionally, but he went a little further than I did, and then he changed and went into the hair business.
The hair business.
Yeah, he's very big. I mean, he's retired now from hair, but have you ever heard of a guy named Barry Fletcher?
Yeah.
That's him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Barry. Me and Barry went to school together. When he was training, he used to run through my neighborhood, but he had to get a pass, and I always mess with him about that. But we still watch right now we are debating about Boots and Brian Norman. I don't know why people are so big on Brian Norman so soon.
That was the earlier, yeah. I don't know how long you've been here, but that was one of our earlier hot button topics. Because I was on another platform this morning, and his manager was up there, and he was basically like, F the fans and this, that, and the third. So I called Manager Marty. I'm like, hold up, don't y'all need the fans to make money? And he was like, yes. And I told him what happened. Of course, he was upset. You know how he is. But the point that I was trying to make earlier was that, y'all can't say that Boots is ducking Norman. They sent the man an offer. If he didn't take the offer, I don't understand what the big issue is. You know what I mean? But that was our earlier conversation. I played the clip what Norman said, there's a storm coming, Boots, and all this other crap.
All that's nice talk, but Norman is just getting here. And it's great that he got a belt, and that he had 2 back-to-back knockouts. But that's not enough to be claiming that he's already a star. A star might be developing, but it's not born yet. He hasn't had, to me, that defining fight yet, and it's going to be a while before he get it, but he can get some good fights in. It depends on how he's going to be moved from this point on. Right. And that's the thing. Everybody's being moved in a way where they're not working their way up by producing knockouts or win after win after win. They're not doing that now. Now, where's the biggest bag and how easy is the fight going to be? That's why these guys are soft, and that's why
I don't believe that Turkey's any good for boxing, or at least not paying these fighters this overpay. You know what I'm saying? Because once he's gone, it's not going to be any good for them.
This is just trying to get control of boxing, but it was that kind of stuff that produced that debacle, to what I consider a somewhat of a debacle for Haney when he fought Rowley. I'm sorry, when he fought Ryan. It didn't make any sense for you to be that soft, and then you get exposed in different little ways. Like, who is preparing you? Why don't your daddy? Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Why don't they know what to tell you? Because to me, he looked like he was looking for some guidance, and he wasn't.
And all his daddy kept telling him to do was clinch.
Yeah, and that's the problem where sometimes some fathers don't need to be training their sons.
Yep.
And some father who got that hustler mentality don't need to be in the corner either. Be out if you can get some deals with your son, good. But get out of the corner, stay out of the corner. But that's what it is today. So hell, you just have to accept what's there, work within it, and there's talent there. But again, it's what the day's talent is what the day's business model is, and that's what we debate. That's what we argue on, things of that nature. And so I accept it for what it is. And that's we got. I wish we had some great heavyweights again. It would be great to see that, because that era's kind of gone. I mean, I was really hoping that Deontay Wilder would complete.
He's fighting soon too, ain't he? He fighting in Kansas or something.
I think he's making a comeback, but he should have been just totally dominated this game for a while. And again, it goes back to when you start getting money easily and you start getting knockouts easy, you get lazy and don't develop other parts of your game, which is what he didn't do. And the end result was, we can say there was some cheating and this, that, and other, but the end result is that he never to me, he never developed that delivery system with that power, because his attitude was, all I need is one punch to win. And it was happening for him until it didn't.
Yep.
Yep. So that's going on with that. Did you ever play any sports, by the way?
I ran track for a little bit, which is what my daughter does now, but that's about it. Track.
Yeah. Do you still go to your gyms and that kind of stuff?
What do you mean?
Like, do you still like go to the gym and run and exercise and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. 3 times a week. I have a trainer.
You train?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Okay.
Oh, not like that. I have a personal trainer.
Oh, you got a personal trainer. Okay, well that's Hey,
yeah.
I tell people who are young, stay in shape for all of your life. You're going to change how you train, because your body is going to change, because that's that's what happens. The 22-year-old body will not be the 32-year-old body, will not be the 42-year-old body, etc. But you got to get it prepared to become 32 and 42 and 52. And
you can hold on to it for as long as you can. It won't always be, like you said, that way, but at least you'll have, you know what I'm saying? You'll still feel good. You'll still look good.
Take care of it. Roll with it. Because I don't want nobody helping me up the steps. That's my ego. And I don't want to be falling down either.
Yeah.
But yeah. You're in DC too?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh. Why do I think you were in DC?
I don't know. No, I'm not in DC. I'm not far from it though. I'm in Jersey.
Okay.
I actually should have went to that fight tonight. It's not that far of a drive for me. I don't be liking to tell people that, because then they assume I should be a Shakur fan, and that's not what's happening.
Oh, I get you. No, I'm a boxing fan. I mean, there's some fighters.
Yep, me too.
Favor more so, like everybody knows I favor Bud. But I'll usually, if I favor you, I'll study you. I'll study all the nuances and quirks about you and so forth. So if I'm going to give you that support, I want to know who it is that I'm giving that support to. Because I have not betted. I don't gamble that often anyway, but I never bet on Bud. I've never bet on Bud's fights. I should have, but I just didn't. But it may be a time, and I'm thinking about this fight though. Because I know the.
Thank Father, wasn't no damn masterclass. Stop lying to people in my damn chat. You got mollywop from pillar to post. What you were saying, Mr. Greg? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's just good that you have. You see, you already have characters on your show already.
Yeah, he's a nuisance more. Oh God, Frequent. The show is over. Frequent. Lord have mercy.
But no, that's a good thing. You want to have those guys and ladies who come on your show, who make up the body of your show, and then the other new people will come on, because everybody got to have a certain something distinctive to their show. Like you're doing your Throwback Thursday, where you're going back and showing old fights and doing some analysis of it. I don't think anybody's doing that.
Nope.
So, and that's the thing. You have to separate yourself from the pack.
Yep.
Building, because there's a whole lot. I didn't realize even now how many boxing podcasts were actually out here. There's some I've never even been on, but I hear y'all talk about them. There's some that I might have gone and looked at it and never went back. And then I think I've gone on Greg and Greg's show, and
Greg Hackett.
Yeah,
I go over there and just listen sometimes, because his panel be full too.
Yeah, so it's always good that everybody has a different little take, but I think what you and Tucson has done, which I'm really impressed by, you're really doing something that's distinctive. Because and Marty as well, because Marty was the show that I first went on, that I started going on to the panels. Because he was talking about the business of boxing, because that's what I was mostly interested in. And once he was already doing it, and in my opinion, he was more qualified to do it, because he had actually been a boxing manager. I said,
Absolutely.
I did it, and then when Tucson,
you hear that? Thank Father, he was actually a boxing manager.
Yeah. So those are things, and what you're doing is actually distinctive as well. In two senses, building a network. So I would just say, as you grow, like I said, get monetized, of course. Get some products that you actually will remember to sell. That's why I always tell two cent, don't forget about your glasses, because you can have products, but they sit on the shelf because you forget to move them.
Yeah, I got a lot of things planned for my channel. Like you said, first step is
Yeah.
obviously getting monetized, and then I'll be working on stalking some of these boxes to get them come on. I'm also probably gonna try and get some of the older ones, the ones that are still with us, to come on for my Throwback Thursday. So I have a lot of plans for my show. I just need to
Great.
take it one step at a time, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, great. Because it's going to become somewhat of a business, but if you
Yep.
enjoy it, it won't be so hard. It's building and getting it flowing the way you want to, and understanding how to move with it is where you're going to have your learning right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good thing. And you go on other shows just like Tucson, because I used to see her everywhere.
Oh man,
I was
I'm a
looking.
prostitute in these YouTube streets. I'm everywhere, man. Just trying
Yeah,
to get my name out there, trying to get people to know who I am, you know.
yeah, but you're doing something else that's good too. You're actually doing some research.
Oh
See, a
yeah,
lot
have
of
to do
times
your homework.
people
Gotta do your homework.
won't do their homework. They'll look at highlights of something, but you got to do a deep dive, because you might find
Mm-hmm.
yourself one day, just like Two Cent was in her in the debate that she was in.
Mm-hmm.
She was prepared, and you need
Mm-hmm.
to always be prepared, because there's always somebody gonna challenge you. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
fighting. Somebody's ready to challenge you, and you got to have that. Bring it on! I got this.
Yeah, that's
Mentality.
why I like doing the open panels too. Because some people, like, you talk to different content creators, and I never do open panels, or I never let people up, or all of that stuff. But I
Mhm.
feel like you have to do that. Even like this is everyone is welcome. You see Haniacs or fly up in my face. Child has so many Haniacs in my DMs when I went up against Bill, and just different people. You got your core fans. I like talking to them because it helps you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
Especially when, like you said, research and shit.
I love that you the few minutes that you got with Bill, you didn't let him off the hook.
Let me
I
tell you something, Bill. And then when I left, people was telling me, "Oh, he looking for you." I was like, "Lord, let me get up out of here." I had to get to my damn personal trainer. If Bill had made me late and I had to run an extra lap, I was gonna hunt Bill down. You can believe that.
invite him up on your show.
I will. I
Yeah, get
definitely
him
will.
up on the
I'm gonna
show.
probably try and get monetized first, because you know how some
Yeah.
people be like, "Oh, your little channel, anybody coming over there?" But you better take it while the invitation is there, because once I blow up, you wait, I ain't gonna invite you. I'm gonna remember how you treated a sister, her and her 8 fans. But that's all right, because me and my 6 fans, we be having fun over here, don't we all?
Oh, it's going to grow, sis. It is going to grow.
Oh
Just
yeah, I ain't worried about that.
yeah. So again, I will give you whatever support that I can and help you
Don't
work.
say that, because I'll be calling you for everything. Mr. Greg, what do this mean? I told you, I called Marty earlier. I'm like, when he said that, what did that mean? Like, I was so confused when he was like, "Oh, F the fans, we don't need them to make money." And I'm like, why not?
Listen, whatever I have, somebody I got it from somewhere else at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And my
Mm-hmm.
feeling is I'm not going to be here forever. So whatever I have to
Yeah.
give in different areas of life, I can give back. So whatever information or knowledge I have, if I don't know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll tell you I don't know, or I don't remember. But whatever I might have that I can help you, even if it's just a little piece of information, it's yours to give.
Yeah, I've always been like that though. I've always been like a older generation lover. Like all my little cousins and sisters and stuff would be outside playing. I'd be laying underneath the table with my grandma watching all my children, and they'd be like, "What are you doing? Come outside!" I'd be like, "Nope." But that's why when she passed, unfortunately, I
Yeah.
knew where everything was at. I knew exactly what she wanted done, and I didn't panic. Everyone was running around like everything was on fire, but well, my great grandmother, because
Mm-hmm.
my grandmother. But yeah, you know what I mean. And they the ones with the smarts. I ain't hanging out with y'all. Y'all can't teach me nothing, dummies.
And
Not
that's
like
what you
that.
have to do. I got prepared. I mean, like I said, I'm 69. I'll be 69 in August. And when I was 14, I'm not the oldest child, and I lost four of my siblings, and there's still four of us left.
Oh,
But at 14, when I was 14, my mother started preparing me. My mother didn't die until I passed away until 83, but she
mm-hmm.
was preparing me since 14. And I was like, how come I got this? Because I had three older sisters. So why you ain't telling them? I'm the oldest. I was the oldest son. And she said, no. I had one of those mothers. Here's what you gonna do. Not do you want to? Can you? Here's what you. She was one of my father was that way too. He just tell me. He called me up and he'll say, "You're gonna be working downtown with the Fort Meade boys on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be there to pick you up." And what? No, do you want to work? None of that. That I had that kind of parenting. They just told you, here's how it's gonna happen. And then once you start working, they're not taking you to work either. Okay, you gotta get to work.
Yep.
Looking for me for? I'm not. So when I have a lot of nephews and nieces as well, a lot of them. And so I had two boxing. One, he looked like he could have been a good light heavyweight, but he's a very tall, handsome guy, and he just he couldn't say no to every little cute girl who smiled at him.
Ooh, ooh.
So of course that produced 11 children.
Oh my.
And then I had one that he just couldn't stay out of trouble. And I don't look down on him because I wasn't an angel either when I came up. You know, so I try to tell them, y'all not as smart as me. I mean, I'm here in this world in different ways. You know, I done moved around with a lot of different kinds of people. Some you know, some you might have read about. And I went through things too. You know, it wasn't always a halo over my head, but that's part of your life. You learn. And so all that stuff that you do, it's your experience. So you pass it on. So
yeah.
As far as boxing is concerned, like I said, and anything else that I can tell you, but like I said, if you need something, need some information or some help, just send an email, however you want to do it, because you know how to contact me. And if I got it, you can get it. All right.
Oh, thank you so much, Greg.
All right, then enjoy the fight.
I definitely will. Thank you so much for coming up and providing us with so much wisdom. Frequent, I'm gonna put you out of here, Frequent.
Thank you. Frequent's still in the back.
No, he in the chat harassing me. He was. Let me tell you something. Frequent was one of the main ones in my DMs talking about some damn Bill Haney when I had that interaction with him. I just couldn't do nothing but chuckle. I couldn't do nothing but laugh because I knew he was coming.
I thought it was great. I said, now she got Bill Haney stumbling and trying to find a way to finesse her and so forth, and she ain't going for none of it.
I ain't had no time for no damn Bill. I ain't got no time to be fooling around with no damn Bill Haney. And I knew that list was full of bunk any damn way. So, you know.
Yeah.
Man,
it's just
they was on my ass, though.
Yeah,
but cult, they was on my ass.
And that's a good thing, too, in a sense, because they know who you are.
Yeah, some of them, yeah. And some of them found me. I was like, who the hell is this? I never even heard this name before. Wrote me a 4-page letter, child. Got his Aaliyah on. I ain't got no right to be talking to Bill Haney like that. Who do I think I am?
You should post it. Have him come up on your show and hit the like button.
Oh, I listen. My response was very impolite, so I doubt he's coming anywhere near me. I told him, shut that soft ass shit up. I'll say whatever I want to say to Bill Haney.
Nah, use those guys who are going to hate and put them to work. You want to spread your hate? Come up on the show, hit the like button. You know, build your channel from that, because sooner or later, people are going to have to stop arguing and start listening.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You can't see if you're not arguing with them, you're just listening to what they got to say. As long as they hitting the like button, good, because that helps build your numbers up. So let them come on up and throw a hissy fit as they want to. Long as they're not doing stupid stuff, like I said in the beginning, like before that the Spence Crawford fight, where they was actually threatening, and I think somebody over at Coach Malachi's channel actually got in trouble with the feds because he actually made a death threat.
And it's crazy because didn't somebody just get killed? Unalived the other day.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but it's just stupid stuff like that. I mean, they don't, and these are young fans that don't understand that this is boxing. People have opinions because now you can come on the internet and everybody can voice their opinion, whether you like it or not. Yeah. Everybody has something to say. Some people are very Some people are more intelligent than others. Some people are more profound. Some people just straight ignorant. Some people just want to troll. Speaking of trolling, as your channel grows and when people want to come on, make sure that when that icon, like the one you see of me, come on, that you check it before you let them come on your show, because once in a while somebody.
Oh yeah, the ones that I don't know, I definitely, but some of their names, like I'm starting to recognize different names as I go to different platforms. But the ones I definitely don't know, that's why I said make sure you check in with security, let security know you here, and then they'll check you, make sure you ain't got nothing on you before you come on up to the penthouse. But no, I know to make sure they turn their camera on.
Did you ever go on oh God, I can't think of his name now. He's gone now because his show was crazy. 2 Cents knows him because she went on his show. I can't think of his name for some reason.
Okay, I asked 2 Cents then.
Because people were coming on one time a guy came up and he had a fake butt on his shoulder.
What?
Yeah. And then another guy, and it happened to Dean too just recently. There's some inappropriate, explicit picture popped up, probably because Dean didn't see it before he let him come up. So that's why I'm saying check. Because one guy came on Marty's show one time in a disguise, trying to look like he was an older man. So
I will, Big Dre. I'll make sure I do that. He says, watch the names, see the faces, screenshot them. Okay, I will. I'll make sure y'all smash that like button. Y'all see the Cash App scrolling at the bottom. The girl working like a prostitute on a Friday. Y'all come on now. No, I know. I think I know that. I think told me that. Make sure, like, if you don't know who they are, because somebody flashed them one time or something.
People are crazy. They come up, go on the internet, do all kind of stupid stuff.
I tell you what, you come up here and flash me, you better be camera ready, baby. Don't tease me with a good time. Don't come up here shy.
Ross is who I'm talking about. Ross.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his show was on. He was usually on later on he came on a couple of times a day.
Okay.
And late at night is when some of his shows are on, similar to when 2 Cent do 2 Cent After Dark. And it get real crazy because Ross was crazy, but he was enjoyable at the same time. So
okay.
But anyway, dear, I know I can start talking. We be here and you miss all the fight. I don't want you to miss the fight.
Well, I appreciate you for stopping by, and I appreciate all 12 people that's still watching. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, Mr. Greg. And I will be calling you, emailing you, everything. You shouldn't have told me that, because I sure will.
Cool. It's cool.
It's a lot of stuff that I be needing to know.
For all the 12 who was there, I don't know if I know everybody. I recognize all things. And
it's the same damn people, the same characters. We all up to no good, just boxing junkies.
Brian, I think Brian is. I see Brian now because I didn't look at the comments. But I probably will see them tomorrow. Tomorrow on 2 Cents. So
tomorrow's Sunday. Oh my God, this weekend, yes.
It's gone. Well, go ahead and watch the fight before we start talking some more.
I know, right? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Greg.
You're welcome. Good night.
Okay, good night. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I know I said I wasn't going to hold us long. We done been up here 3 hours, child. But we had us a good time, good conversation. I am live, y'all know, Thursdays at 5:30 and Saturdays at 5:30. If there's a fight, maybe I'll change the times a little earlier so we don't run into them. But thank y'all all for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, y'all know what to do. Catch me on a panel.